Hey everyone! Welcome to D&D with Kristi and the party. We are back after some side quest adventuring. We are back in Ye Olde Haunt with our players, and as ever, Yella is going to give us a bit of a review, recap, and tell us what happened last time, remind us what happened last time, and if people remember things that Yella doesn't remember, you can add them at the end. So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so last time we started after we had killed Floxen. We talked to the cops about it, got some paperwork sorted out, then the time jump for the New Year's event happened, after which Telvar, we decided Telvar was going to attune to the Stone of Galore. After which we figured out that stone was incredibly cursed. We spent most of our time arguing about the fact that the stone is cursed and what to do about it. Ibarra stole the stone, then Tava tried to get it back, then we argued some more, which ended up with Mara having the stone in a jar with alcohol, which I don't know exactly what she was trying to do with that, but it's a thing. And that's about it, I think.
I was using Mara was using the stone in the jar as a maraca and just figured if it's going to be naughty that she's going to punish it. But apparently instead of making it, punishing it, she's just making it drunk. So
Yeah, it started sucking up the alcohol, which she hadn't counted on. Other
Nope.
things of note. Yeah, Hibara. You did some stuff. Oh, was that Hibara?
Did she?
Yeah, you.
I mean, aside from like.
Hibara made some good berries and took them down to Madame Cookery, and asked her to put them into pastries. And so she took the berries and said that she could make those into pastries for you, or she could like the next day if you wanted to give her pastries or sorry berries. She can put them. So the sort of bonus pastries that you guys can pick up in the morning will also have with them. If you did, you want one good berry per pastry? Was that the idea, or did you want all of them in a pastry in one, like all 10 points?
Yeah, like one per pastry.
One per pastry. Yes, that was her understanding. So that's what she did. All right, or that's what she would do. And what else?
Oh, Hibara now knows what Mara is.
Yes, that's right. You guys had a conversation and did some role playing there. I think that was it. There was some poker going on between Jolly the Nimblewright and Gorko upstairs as well. They were keeping themselves entertained while you guys were out and about. And I think you guys had some discussion. On your agenda today was you've got your reward to collect for providing Urstelfloxen dead or alive to the authorities, and a coupon. Not coupon, but like another. It's a coupon for bounty hunter. No, but yes, you can collect those today. You're also going to head over to Dandy Mops, and then also there was some discussion of maybe going to the Yawning Portal to connect up with the Zents to see what was happening with Davil being arrested, and tomorrow's Brightswords. Tomorrow the tavern opens, so Jarvis will be tells you that they are spending the day sorting out the staffing issues, and when you come back later on today, they will have like the roster and be able to introduce you to your staff, and you guys can discuss a bit about what you'd like to do for Brightswords. And the opening of your tavern! It's happening. Oh, and I forgot. There's another thing you can do on your to-do list today, which is Madame Cookery found her recipe, and read DM, found her list of all the research she'd done into foods that could be tinted with various inks to make them black, which I set aside and couldn't find last time. But now I found them, and so I have a whole list of things that you guys can try out for the menu that Madame Cookery is going to start with the first week at Tavern. Okay, right, now before we start, can I just get a sound check, because I haven't heard from Alhana yet. I want to make sure I can hear you. You're muted from on my side. You just look muted. How about Sibwolf? Can you turn your mute off and speak in? Yes. Both
yeah, I'm here.
There we go.
Yes, wonderful. We need to hear your dulcet tones. Otherwise, the game won't be the same. When would there be a game when Thelvar wouldn't talk? That wouldn't go
It's entirely new dynamic.
Yes. Right. So yes, you guys are. This is your morning. You're still enjoying some. The croissants. Yes. The pain au chocolat and the other pastries that Madame Cookery has made. The Bobs are helping themselves, very much enjoying it, and the nice combination of their coffee and her pastries. It's actually kind of starting out to be like a nice day. The sun is pouring through the windows, except for, of course, the one that is broken and boarded up now because you threw Urstelfloxen through it. But the rest of the
that got fixed. Remember?
I was gonna get fixed. Yes, it was. I think you.
No, Hibara fixed it.
The window or
Remember
the curtains?
was...
No, I thought you did the curtains.
The window.
You did the window too?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just fixed the curtains.
No, she didn't fix it. She didn't fix the curtains. She fixed the window while everyone else was talking to the police. She was just in the corner sticking glass together.
Oh, right. Great. Okay, well then I missed that mending. I misinterpreted it. Yeah, the beautiful windows that Hibara has mended. Did she etch her name in the bit, like done by Hibara in Elven at the bottom?
No.
The sun is pouring through that. All right. Yeah. And there is a knock on the door. Sibwolf, if you are ready, Jarvis will be opening the door, and you guys recognize there's a Perry in your doorway. Jarvis says, "Oh, have you been sent by the Solutions Guild to support to join the team to travel to Neverwinter?"
I hadn't heard about Neverwinter, but yes.
Oh well, come in right in. We'll fill you in. Sometimes head office doesn't do a great job of communicating all of the details, but yes, please. This is Ye Old Haunt, and here are the members of. You guys know each other, I think.
Ah, Perry. Yes. Come in, my dear boy.
Yes.
I do like that we talked over each other right there.
We had quite some adventures.
I mean, one.
Yes, one adventure. Although
One adventure is enough. Thank you very much.
I agree, Mara. One adventure would have been enough.
Yeah, so the main office thought that with the adventure, with the task that they assigned you to go to Neverwinter to collect an item that needs moving, that we could use some assistance. So they've authorized the addition of I'm sorry, was it Perry? I'm Jarvis, by the way. And Jarvis is this really like very stunning androgynous what kind of they're sort of an elf, but is it like from a certain type of area where they got sort of dark skin and very white hair. They're not drow, but they come from a different line whose name I forget right now and yeah, they're very graceful, very sophisticated, and they give they exude a sort of professionalism about them. Yes, I will let you guys organize your day. I'm going to go, Jarvis says, and start to get ready for the staff who'll be arriving in a couple of hours. So the new ride, your new transportation, is parked around back. I have to say, both both James and Parker, right? We're very pleased. It's Parker and James, right? It's been a while.
Yep.
It's been a couple of weeks. It's been a minute. So they were very, very happy, although they did say they'd have to change their outfits now in order to wear something a bit more appropriate, so don't be surprised if they come dressed as undertakers most days. All right, I'm just going to nip in the back and let you guys have whatever you need to get done today. Jarvis kind of steps in the back.
Oh, jolly good, Jarvis. Thank you very much. And welcome, Perry. It's good to have you aboard.
It's good to have some steady employment.
Ah, indeed. So, what's on the agenda for today?
I mean, guess we have dandy mobs to check out. We have a job to get paid for. I need to talk with the Zens about Jolly and just the general state of affairs. Maybe you have something to tell the Harpers. I don't know.
I have to plant my slime.
I don't think you plant slimes, but not gonna question it.
Well, we need to put it somewhere, and we can't put it in the basement like I originally wanted to, but I have it now, so I'm gonna go dig a really, really deep hole, maybe put up a fence, and then we have a place to dispose of all of our waste and dead bodies.
Yeah, I was just about to say make sure the hole is decently body sized. You know, you don't want something just gets stuck in there. Just not make it slime. It's horrible.
That's why I'm going to also put up a fence so the neighborhood children don't accidentally fall into the hole.
I mean, fuck them kids, but I mean, probably not a horrible idea.
I wasn't just thinking about the neighborhood kids. I was thinking about our kid.
I don't think Quacker's that dumb. I think he's a smart boy. He probably knows not to fall into holes. He's
You never know.
Going to jump down random holes. I mean, I
It
mean,
also
the bar
will
might
protect you
actually try
too.
that.
Indeed, Gorko is definitely a very resourceful little fellow.
Anyway, welcome to our crazy Perry.
Hi.
Welcome to this garbage.
Oh, I also need to get my gloves fixed. I should do that. But
Oh.
let's get paid first.
Also, Perry, what's your loadout right now? Because if you're coming with us and need any equipment, better to get that before we leave.
Oh, and don't forget a pastry, my very special pastry. You see a short little halfling with an awkward French accent coming sort of like coming forward with a plate, and she's got an assortment of pastries, but they're all black. They're and she says, but this over here, she points to one of them. She says, it's a most special one. I make these just for the party. You are part of the party, so it is now for you.
Ah, thank you very much, Madame Gugri. That is very much appreciated.
Well, it's very important to me that you stay alive. Otherwise, I do not get a paycheck.
Of course, of course. But the other pastries, they look divine as well.
Oh, thank you very much. Flattery will get you everywhere. Yeah, so the practical effect of that is that if Perry eats that in the next 24 hours, if you guys are ever doing a short rest and you roll a hit die, the pastry lets you roll an extra 1d8 in hit points during a short rest that you're doing hit die. Little bump up for you.
Ooh. I feel as she inhales the pastry. So, money's paid. Let's do it.
Indeed.
So yeah, you gonna explain to Perry where you guys are going first?
I mean, does he need to know? I mean, let's find out when we're there.
When we get there.
I mean, what do we want to go to Dendymup to investigate first, or just start by going to the, forgot their title, the Open Lord, or at least his office to get paid? What do you guys want to do first?
On the way? I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a note that Eustace left you, and on the card there's also an address for the local station that he operates out of in here. Actually, it's there's a listing in the neighborhood. So it's not like there are various departments in different wards of the city, although the main ones are, in the major part of town. But every single ward has its own little police station, and the address he listed was actually a local one for it.
Jolly good.
Okay, so payment first or investigation first?
Is investigation on the way? I don't remember.
Think so, because we need to go down to the trade ward, and I assume the local office is going to be closer than the trade ward.
All right, let's get paid, and then we go to trade ward.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
Yay! Getting paid is always the best. Getting paid.
All right, so yeah, you guys head outside, and parked out front is James, taking the day shift. You've got your new ride, which has a space in the back. What was the phrase that you something about the dead and traveling swift or something?
For the dead travel swift.
Yes, there's a spot for it in the back, and it's been commissioned, but it's not done yet. James is also dressed in more appropriate wear. He's sort of wearing like a dark suit or whatever. And yes, as you sort of all bundle into the back, it's very spacious. It seats let's see, yes, it's basically can fit 2, and then on the side there's a room for, it can sit 6. So there's like where there's a door area. It's a pretty large, you could use it to well, it's got to fit coffins, right? It's been converted, so it's a little bit longer than your traditional carriage, and so there's more space for seats and whatnot. And as you clippity clop down the streets of Waterdeep, you do get a few heads turning your way. But it's also Waterdeep, so people aren't like dropping their jaw or staring too much. They've kind of have that cosmopolitan aloofness when it comes to seeing something unusual, a little bit of pride in treating even the most bizarre things as de facto and normal here in Waterdeep. And you guys, as you're heading down toward the trades ward, James takes you, stops by the station, and it's on the corner of one of the corner on the what is this road? Very on the high road, where there's a stone building of a few stories tall with steps leading up to it. I'm very much inspired here by like the idea of a British, police station, because so something that looks a little bit ancient or whatever, with the signs on it, and there are some people coming and going, but not too much business, as it's about at this point sort of 9:30 going on 9:45 in the morning. So as you does everyone go in, or just some of you?
I mean, Clue would probably at the very least have to go in, as he would be doing the paperwork.
Okay.
Thelva will definitely go in as well.
Okay. Ibarra, Mara, Perry?
Mara is distracted by what's going on, like just people watching, trying to find out.
Hibara probably wouldn't go in. Not for this.
Okay. And Perry?
Do you want the magic coin purse? I suspect Perry would go in.
Oh, your hordes.
Try to keep his eyes down so as to not see anything.
That's true. You could also, when they get back, maybe tell them a bit about the role you picked up, too, so that they're aware of it. And also what skills you kind of can bring to the party, because I don't know if everyone remembers. Yes. So Thelvar and Clue, you guys pop up. It's pretty pro forma as you walk in. It's there's first a sort of a reception area with a desk for where the inquiries are taken, but also seats and stuff. There's not a lot of people here, so the two of you, do you want to role play it? Otherwise I can just describe the process of what happens. I'll just describe it. Okay, I'll kind of describe it, because doing paperwork's not that exciting. I don't want to do what I did in my game with R&D and role play sitting in a waiting room for half an hour. We actually took a half hour to role play sitting in a waiting room. That sucked. No, it was kind of ironically funny. You walk in. There's a younger looking human woman behind the desk. And when you introduce yourselves, and hand over the card. She looks like she knows what she's talking about. She steps out, and a supervisor, who's an older looking woman, kind of pops her head round and says, "Oh, so you're the ones who took out the big bad Erstil, huh? Thank you very much."
I mean, I feel like the guy got overhyped, but yeah, sure.
Indeed. I think it was kind of on the cards.
All right, she smiles at you and disappears, and you have to wait for 10 or 15 minutes. But when she comes out, she's got a bag and some paperwork. She asks both of you to sign on the sort of receipt of payment in a few areas, and then she takes the paperwork, but she leaves the bag of 1,000 dragons behind.
Nice. That's for the rainy day fund.
You step out of the waiting area, back down the steps. James is parked a little farther up the road just to, not get a ticket in front of the police station, in front of the cop shop. And yeah, you guys bundle in and start heading down then into the trades. So, doesn't tell me
I would just like to say that in the 10 minutes while waiting on them, Hibara got bored and cast mage armor on herself.
Okay, sure.
So she spent
Clue just like walks back, sees Hibara's ring. What's it gonna be this time, Hibara?
She just shrugs.
Fair point. Just steps in, stops questioning it.
Yeah, and you brought it up earlier, or Perry brought it up earlier, but the role of the Hordes person is the one that you took, correct?
Yes.
And
Let's try and get she back up. But
yeah, I think there's some advantages you get on identifying objects of value or identifying things. So I think that's part of it. But yeah, if you can check, and then yeah.
it's not loading for me.
Oh, okay, all right. And then also there's like a bag of. Oh, you look that up when you find it. Let us know, because obviously if the party can get away with not doing identify spells, that's cool. Just pop up if interrupt me if I'm in the middle of something and you find it, because I don't want to forget.
Yeah.
You guys are heading down the street again. It's turning out to be a really lovely sunny autumn day today, and eventually, James winds his way through some of the back areas off of the main high road, down past Iron Post Street. I'm looking at some of these, and heading down toward Street of the Turks? No, must be Tusks. Back in behind Velar's Lane, and somewhere between Velar's Lane and Revon Street, you see James pulls up to a stop, and kind of leans back and sort of says, "Well, I've parked a bit up the road because in case you wanted to case the joint, I'll be staying right here, and if I have to get moved along, I'll circle around the block and try to park right back here to find you."
Thank you very much, James. It's we hopefully will not be too long. And on the way, on the journey down, Thelvar had broken out his sending stone to make use of one of his new abilities.
Oh, okay. All right. Ah, okay, sure. Okay, so when bidding a quest, make a history check to learn 15 or higher to learn 3 rumors related to creature organizations in the mission, which come through the sending stone. Nice. These rumors will reflect the current or historical knowledge of the Solutions Guild or its many contexts. Okay, yeah. So you do you want to go ahead and do a check? And nice. Look at you go. All right. So what exactly do you want to learn about?
That's the thing. From the flavor text in the book, it's just random. Basically, I get on the sending stone and send feelers out amongst other secretarians to see what anyone knows about the place and stuff. So
okay, so but it's you're asking about dandy mops. That's just what it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So let's see. What you get back is that it seems to be run by a halfling whose name is Ambrose Everdon. Other things that people know is that there's sometimes this person is asked questions that seem to border on issues of necromancy. A little bit of like a whiff of necromancy sort of energy about him. And let's see, 3 rumors. And also you hear that he is tired. He seems to be tired a lot. He's constantly seems to be during the day constantly yawning while he's working.
Good to know. Thank you very much, my friends. I will contact you again if I need more information on another job. Take care, all. And then they'll relays the information to the rest of the party.
You hear someone go, bye! In the sending zone. Alright. There's information that I'm looking for. That I still can't. I've read this thing 5 times. Alright, so, yeah, so you're about a block, let's say, away from the store itself. So you can kind of approach it from multiple. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you guys are just standing there, a little bit away from the shop. What would you like to do?
Which one is it?
The one you see about ahead. Oh yeah, there is a sign that says Dandy Mops up on the right side of the street as you're facing in that direction.
I have to remind you, this is Ibarra. He does not remember the name.
Just kind of like look Ibarra like straight in the eyes. Look, Ibarra, I need to buy this casket first, so please don't light anything on fire.
Harry, did you track down your skills in your sheet? Perry did. Zib, sorry.
I don't think they're in the sheet yet, but I've got them up on the other window now. So, horde person, noteworthy function. So, noteworthy horde persons. Nice. Essential functions. The living loot satchel. So, yeah.
Yes. I think I'll check it again, but I think you get proficiency adjustments as well upward that increase your ability to check the value of things. So we can sort that. Make sure you got it. So you can use all your skills.
It's negotiating, I think.
Oh, is it negotiating? Okay.
Yeah. Negotiating a price for goods and services. Assess the quality of equipment and treasure. Yeah.
Right, but you're rank 2 now because the whole party got promoted.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. All right, then yeah. You're walking up to the shop. Do you want to do a pass by? Do you want to just walk in?
I mean, Clue's like just gonna walk in as if he's a customer because plans on being one.
Yeah, you're in the market for a good tiefling wig. Yeah, so the shop itself is a 2-story building in a small side street off of the main road. All of the buildings here are 2 or 3 stories high, predominantly made of wood. And as you walk past Dandy Mops to get to the front door, you can see there's a whole bunch of wigs for various creatures of various lengths in the window of the shop. And as you walk in, you are sort of your nose picks up the sense of powder and horsehair and other, maybe some fabric or burlap, some kind of really earthy types of smells as you enter the shop. And in the corner, you do see that there is what looks to be a half-elven woman of some means trying on a wig, and behind her stands this half-elf man who seems like for half-elves, halfling man, and he seems to be of, I don't know, sort of getting on middle age for halflings, as the woman is sort of primming herself in the mirror and slightly adjusting the wig. He's kind of switching between saying, "Oh, that's such an amazing look for you," and then also finding a way to turn his head so he can yawn into his hands without her seeing him. He sees your group walk in and say, "Oh, hello. Yes, welcome. Please have a look around. I'm working with this customer. I'll be with you in just a minute."
In that case, Clue's gonna be perusing.
Okay, what would you like to peruse?
I mean, I'm looking for the sky skit, so let's start by looking at the makeup.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you can go over. There's a kind of like a cosmetics area as well with powder for your wigs, but also powder for your face and some rouges and other things, some eyeshadows or whatever else you want to just go ahead and tell me, what are you looking for again?
I mean, the I mean, actual game mechanic, it's a thing called a disguise kit, but like practically, it's like clothes, wigs,
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
some makeup, something an actor would use to get into a role, let's say, or some else for more nefarious purposes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If you want to have a little look around surreptitiously, you can roll investigation.
14.
I mean, you see a lot of things that could be in a disguise kit, but you don't necessarily see everything that could be in a disguise kit, sort of in this area. Yeah, well, Ambrose, you assume, is working with the customers. Anything else anyone wants to do?
Thelvar will peruse the big wigs. You know, the typical Regency style things for events.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of different styles of wigs. There are sort of ones that sit a little bit closer to your head but have the big rolls on the side. There are also some that are a bit more flamboyant and of various colors. So is there anything you're looking for, like a Regency style? So are you looking for something tall? Or
Yeah.
yes, you can find that. Something with a forehead that sort of sweeps up about 2 feet from the hairline. You know, like very big. I'm kind of see, and now I'm thinking of Blackadder Goes Forth and some of the actors like, acting. And they have these sort of, like, when they're doing their lion's roar, they have these sort of very tall white powdered wigs. That's what I'm kind of thinking of. Is there's a whole bunch of those on order. And as you're looking over, you can see you hear a tinkle, ding 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 ding, the same one you heard when the door opened. As you turn around, you see that the woman that the halfling was serving is walking out with a very large box that says Dandy Mops on it. And after, like, yawning again and sort of like then shaking it off, halfling walks up to you and says, "Oh, that style would suit you perfectly."
Ah, yes, thank you. I'm rising up the social ladder here in Waterdeep. I'm Lord Thelvar Mordergain, by the way.
He gives you a slight bow. You say that?
Yes, so I'm expecting being invited to certain functions, so I'm just perusing your wigs in preparation. What can you tell me about your wigs here? How exactly do you make them?
Oh, well, the material depends on the type of wig. Obviously, it's very important that we try to source the hair from whatever area developed that particular style. We don't sort of, like, just bring horsehair over, or like working with barbers cut human hair. We always try to make sure that whatever is authentic is used. Yes, we ourselves make most of our purchases through other companies. But we inspect all of them for quality and quality assurance to make sure that they are long lasting and that they are fit for purpose for several occasions if possible. Yeah, so we have several wholesalers that we deal with across the Sword Coast. Some of them are a little bit easier to get than others, but we always try to keep in stock plenty of options for our customers.
Oh, jolly good, jolly good. I'm glad to hear you're not using any of that synthetic rubbish that some places use.
Oh, no. I mean, we don't. The only times we use magic with our wigs is for effects. So, if you wanted fireworks to, say, go off at a certain time with your wig, we can organize that. If you wanted sort of the illusion of fairies, traveling around it, we can help with that, or fairy lights, various things. But we don't actually, this sort of, I'm sorry, just like, these gnomish creations. I just don't hold with them. I know it's very modern or whatever else to do all of this stuff with mechanics, but I just think the old-fashioned way of, somebody sit down and doing the work and earning a fair coin for a very good product, that's the Dandy Mop's way.
Indeed, indeed. Nothing can beat good craftsmanship.
Correct. And it lasts, it becomes a legacy because, these wigs, much like fashions, come and go. But even when they're out of style, they can be a bit retro or, a throwback or whatever. So it's much longer than, say, one opera performance or a particular, city event. We find that our customers come back and from generation, they hand their wigs on to their children and their children's children. We're very proud of it.
Indeed, indeed. So you enough about the wig construction. What about the cap construction?
The caps. Well, again, our manufacturers, various guilds, wig making guilds in different cities. They put them together. We mostly what we do is we travel up and down the coast and across the lands, finding what we think are products that fit the Dandy Mop, aesthetic that would have a home here in Waterdeep, and then we usually, just contract for a certain number with shipping and whatever else. Sometimes we find the products don't work out as well as we want, and so we let those people go. But our respected and treasured manufacturers, we keep again, even from generation to generation.
Jolly good, jolly good.
I think this one, he picks up one that's very froofy. So it's got, but it's still kind of close to the head, but it's got sort of a lot of curls. So would you like to have a fitting?
Oh yes, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Mara has been watching this whole entire whatever conversation, and the second the guy offers to fit Thelvar for a wig, Mara's just and the lice. But she doesn't say it loud enough for the guy to hear, but she's saying it under her breath, just ugh, wigs.
So I'm gonna I've got a pick here of sort of, now this is a pretty cheap version, but I'm thinking a much more expensive version of this. And that's a really long link. But anyway, yes. That kind of with froofy with the curls coming down the back and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There was also this one, but I felt like this this one, but I felt like this one, it wasn't I felt like Thelvar would wear a white wig. So that's why he offered that one first. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so Ambrose is sort of helping Thelvar fit the wig on. Yeah. Anyone else want to do anything or ask any questions or?
Hibara's just been following Clue this whole time.
Just following him around the shop.
Well, he told her to, basically.
Ooh, Yella, you are breaking up something huge.
No.
I'm just gonna go up to the cat. I mean, yeah, he's control. It's either hit. Let's see if I fix this. Give me a second. You guys go ahead.
Okay.
It seemed like it fixed now.
Been roboting very hard there.
Yes. It's interesting too because of the lag. So there's silence and then you're talking over yourself, which is fascinating. Yeah, I think so. So far, yeah. Ooh.
Okay. Don't know what changed, but apparently it's better, so that's good.
Okay. Yeah, so what did you want to do?
Yeah, Clue's good. And cool.
Nope.
Yeah, no. Can you maybe drop out and rejoin? See if that makes any difference?
Yeah, I'll find out.
Well, Yellow, you fell out of roll 20 BT dubs.
Oh, so maybe it is a connection issue. Yeah, cause Clue, yeah, you're not there anymore, Yellow. You're not in roll 20. So.
Mara's trying really hard not to like she like looks in her bag and is like, I have these darts. Should I? And she's like thinking about like just inserting darts into the wigs that are nearby so she can like one unload because she doesn't use them, but also at the same time just being like creating a little bit of havoc.
Okay.
But she doesn't do it. She's contemplating it. She's like staring at the wigs and like trying to find like the most like Washington-esque wig so she can like
Yeah, you can find one. Kind of find a couple. Yeah, there's a couple that have a Washingtonian like a crossing the Delaware feel to it.
But then she sees one that looks like Donald Trump and goes, "Yes." That freaking it can't be real hair. It has to be a fucking wig.
Perry, you don't know what going to Neverwinter has to do with wig shopping, but you know, it's good. All right, Yella, are you back again?
It's just trying to find a good hat store.
Yes.
I mean,
you're
am
back.
I still roboting, or is this better?
It's so much better.
So much better.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, he's gonna go up to the guy and just ask, yeah, I'm a bit of an actor, and I was looking into maybe producing some things for myself and wondering if you maybe had some disguises and clothes, wigs, makeup, the whole shebang over here.
Oh, sort of looks confused. He says, well, mostly what we do is wigs, and then also we help people learn how to powder their wigs in their hairline and how to attach it. So we do a little bit with the cosmetics on the side, but kind of outside of that, we don't really do clothing. We're more of a, wig shop. We're not like a costume shop. We specialize just in the wigs. And some ancillary products, but we find that staying focused and becoming experts in our craft is what keeps people coming back to us.
I understand. It's an honorable goal, even if it's not what I need right now. But if I ever need a good wig, I know where to find one.
Oh, please, yes, absolutely. Be happy to help you. We have several tiefling customers, and in fact, we do already have very good arrangements in order to make sure you have a customized wig. If you just give me 3 or 4 weeks before your event, we'll get you all sized up and make sure all of the cap fits perfectly as well, and we'll send that off. They'll measure it up and have it back to you usually within a month. So I'd say 3 to 4 weeks is the minimum.
Sounds amazing. I'll make sure to tell you if I have work.
Would you like a business card? Just in case I don't know if you found your way here accidentally, or did you hear from us? Was it a recommendation, or he sort of like steps behind the counter and starts, fiddling in the drawer looking for, bringing out a box with what look like business cards in them.
In my line of work, you hear names everywhere, and well of them just stick, so...
Yeah, so he sort of like passes you a card. Dandy mops.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. He comes back over to you, Thelvar, and says, oh, that look. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you'd belong to the era. It just seems to... You wear it as if it was meant for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
So what we would do is we would just put and he sort of like comes up behind you, and he's got a little stool he gets up on. He says, "Oh, is it all right if I go ahead and touch the wig on your head?"
Of course, of course.
And he sort of like adjusts it a little bit and sort of tucks in some hair that you kind of had, was tucked in, but it wasn't lying flat. And he said, we'll get you a skull cap to help you get an even layer on the head. But yeah, I can see that this actually this fits pretty well already. And he sort of kind of futz with it at your temple line and along the back of your head as well. And says, what we do is just put a little bit of adhesive right here. It comes right off if you pull hard enough, and it doesn't hurt at all. But that'll just give it a more natural look right there, and then you don't have to worry about it slipping. So were you in the market for one today?
Yes, I think I will. This is a human hair wig, yes. I only want the best, of course.
That is true.
Jolly good. Yes, I think I will have one.
Okay, yes. I think actually this one comes from, he sort of helps you take it off and then takes off, there's a little cover on the inside. He slides in, kind of it's like a stocking for the wig inside, not like your head, like they do at shoe shops, and says, oh yeah, this comes from actually a local manufacturer here in Waterdeep. They work with the barbers locally, and they have a certain kind of process for treating the hair, which both keeps it looking natural but also strips it of all of its initial colors and makes it hygienic. So yes, we know these people very well. They're very reputable company.
That's jolly good.
Actually, while this guy's
Okay, so Delvar, you're kind of having chit chat, and Clue. Sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, while this guy's busy with Delvar, can Clue try and get a peek behind the counter just to see if there's any doors or trapdoors or.
Yeah. Give me now. Remember, if you want to help each other with things, the way that it works is, as opposed to giving advantage, we're going to give it the number of points that you have in that skill set. So if you have a 6 on your stealth, and if Perry has a 6 or a 4 on his stealth and wants to help Clue by doing a distraction or something to help you be stealthier, then you would add Perry's points to your roll. So
So you better give Perry a tug if you want that +8.
No, fuck. Yeah, you better. You better tell him.
I mean, Clue's just gonna try some own. He's not used to Perry being there yet. So,
well, Delvar's gonna kind of try and keep Ambrose busy, keep the other side of Clue. So, yeah.
Do you want to try? Do you want to give him? Do you want to do sleight of hand advantage, like you're trying to distract Ambrose?
Yes, sleight of hand would be a +4.
Anything, or performance? You could do you're doing a performance in order to take his attention. Either of those, I think, are reasonable ways of dealing with the situation.
Yeah, we'll go with the sleight of hand. That's the bigger bonus.
Right. So yeah, you're gonna be clumsy or something and try to knock something over on the table or whatever to keep his eyes on you. And
yeah.
Okay, so that's a 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go give me your stealth roll?
Yep. 16.
Yeah. So when you kind of go behind the counter, yeah, you actually do see that there is just a plain wooden door that is. So the way that the counter is set up is that there's a counter and then there's kind of like a bookshelf. But when you go behind the bookshelf, it's not that deep, and there seems to be a doorway back there.
Need to check. Would there be more interesting uses for this guy's self? I'm not gonna keep off of it. Clue's just gonna try and go through that door then.
All right. let's see. I guess I'm gonna
I will
have you.
say-
Yeah, go ahead. Howard.
When Clue started being sneaky, Hibara got up and is now sitting on the counter watching.
At least hopefully she's just gonna be a distraction.
Okay, so if I can have, do you want to look to the investigate the door first to see if it's locked, or are you gonna try it straight away? What are you gonna do with the door?
It's just gonna try the door just calmly, not making too much noise.
Okay. When you sort of like test it, you can feel that the knob turns all the way. With your stealth, I'll let you go ahead and like not only find the door but also interact with it. But if you want to open it, then I'll make you roll again because that seems fair. Because who knows what the door is going to be like, if it's going to be a squeaky door or not. But I don't think he'd notice a doorknob rattling from where he is in the shop.
Well, it's just a halfling, though. Doesn't. Shit, Thelvar told him our names. Fuck.
So Thelvar told him Thelvar's name. We didn't tell him anyone else's.
Yeah, but everything can get traced back to you, which means it can get traced back to us.
Not necessarily. Well, together-ish. But yeah, I'm just a lord, just a new local lord shopping for a wig. I was planning on making my purchase and leaving the rest of you in the shop because Thelvar's got something planned.
I mean, okay, Clue's just gonna risk it.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and give me another stealth check to see how stealthy you are opening the door?
Damn it.
All right. So yeah, as you're opening it, there's kind of like a bit of a Ambrose sort of kind of turns his head in your direction. But the first thing he sees is Hibara on the sitting on the counter. What
And kicking her feet.
She's
Just sort
kicking
of
her feet.
Yeah, she's just sort of like a toddler sitting on a counter.
It's like, all right. Let me see. I'm gonna, I'll give him a perception check. No, I was gonna roll it secretly, but then again, you guys will know how he based on his reaction. So I'll just go ahead and roll a d20. It's perception.
Oh, are you kidding me?
It's like, excuse me, I'm sorry. No non-employees are allowed in that area. There's no extra storage and no extra products. And he starts like walking his away from Thelvar and over to Hibara there, and he's kind of like also looking. So the way that the bookshelf is set up is you can't immediately see the door, but I'll just tell you, he recognized that squeak because he works here. He knows that squeak, and so he's heading over in your direction. Now he's probably, he's like a few seconds away, so you both have enough time to react and do something as he's walking towards you.
I imagine Thelvar is also looking at Hibara at this point.
Well, Thelvar I thought was turned and look in the mirror, but Thelvar could perhaps see you by looking at you and the reflection of the mirror without turning his head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just wondering. So, can Thelvar see me?
Yes.
Then, as soon as the guy turns to Hibara and Clue, she'd stop kicking, and as he'd say, "You can't go back there," blah blah blah, she'd slowly lift her arm up from her lap with her fingers splayed out and slowly making towards she's gonna touch the counter.
No.
Damn it.
Okay, so Thelvar, you see this. Anyone else want to roll a perception check to see if they see Hibara doing this?
Yes, Clue should at least try to be aware of things that are going to be on fire.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't think you can see Hibara because that thing that's blocking his line of sight for you is also blocking your vision of Hibara.
Wait,
So
no, Clue rolled the 23.
Yeah, he sees perfectly around him, which is like a little area that's blocked off, sort of a screen almost of a bookshelf and the door. But he can't see through wood with the 23. So.
And Mars, and I'm just, I'm not paying attention. I'm too busy sticking darts into this Trump.
So yeah, she's stabbing a Trump wig. So she's just lost in her own thing. Yeah, basically what you sense instead, clue, because you can't see it, is you can sort of hear a set of footpats, like as he's walking, talking, very confidently, and then Hibara does this weird thing, and he just seems to like slow down. Kind of like
he's just gonna like basically run into the room, like try and find a corner to like hide behind the.
All right. Well, when you open the door, there are stairs.
Oh God!
Down.
But Clue's just running down the stairs, I guess. This can only go horribly.
Okay, do me another stealth check to see how you do going down the stairs. I'm not gonna make you do your door. Oh yeah. Well, you fucked up the door, but this, you are like a little mouse. Just you're able to sort of like start to test a step even as you're scurrying down. If you feel like it's going to be loud, you manage to shift your weight in a way to avoid any noises. And yeah, you go scurry right down into the basement. You're down in the basement. Okay, Hibara.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, Thelvar, because you didn't have a chance to react yet.
Yeah. Seeing the guy walking away and Hibara making the gesture, Thelvar turns around like a confused lord and is like, what? What's going on? Is there a problem? Can we not finish serving me before you rush off to deal with someone else?
Perry, you see Mara stabbing a wig. Hibara is doing this weird thing where she's like slowly lowering her finger toward the counter. Thelvar is sort of protesting in the back corner. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm not sure as everybody would do this other than facepalm.
Facepalm?
Oh, you're gonna need to do that a lot.
I was gonna say you might want to wear a helmet.
Yeah, at this point you're just gonna like be Sokka from that hand in the center of your forehead. Yes, exactly. Red.
Yeah. Ambrose turns to Thelvar and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Is this your servant? Could you ask her to get off the table?"
There's nothing to do with me.
Oh well, if you just
happened to come in at the same time as I am. Yes, they look like some sort of ruffian, though. I'm not surprised that they're sitting around on the counter.
He moves.
Some people just have no manners.
Yes, he moves closer.
Yeah, by this point,
yes,
her hand is on the counter.
This is not going to end well.
Pushes off, and now the counter's on fire.
It's not going to end well.
Okay.
So now she's standing in front of the counter with it on fire behind her, smiling blankly at the dude.
All right, hold on. I need to look something up about him. See, they've given me. All right. So, when he sees that, as you're walking away, you see him moving his hands, and suddenly, an ice storm forms in his hands, and he sort of like aims it at the desk and uses it to put out the fire, and looks at you and says, "Out, or I'll call the watch."
How far away is he?
He's about 5-6 feet away from you.
Okay, then she doesn't move. She doesn't move, but she leans in closer and she says, "I don't think you want to call the watch."
God damn it.
He's like,
Clue just having a basement time.
"I've got family in the watch. I have no problems calling the watch, and I will make sure that they track you down if you ever try to damage property in my shop again. Out!"
She steps towards him.
Oh, Hibara's about to die, isn't she?
I gotta. All right. So sorry. What were you doing, Habar?
She's 5. She's if they were tokens, they'd be standing right next to each other
Yeah,
now.
correct.
Yes. She's just standing there, staring at him.
No, ignore that.
Okay. I mean, good time to roll a crit, but
Yeah, I know. Right?
Okay, not ignore that.
no,
We're gonna use that later.
we're not technically in initiative yet, so.
We're going to be. I just know.
Surprise attack.
You guys can fight this guy who's just gonna, investigate the basement a bit. He has nothing to do with this.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry. We'll get back to Hibara because this is what were you gonna? You were 5 feet away. You're basically standing next to him.
Yeah, basically stand next to him. She goes, "A little birdie told me what you've been doing. I don't think you want to call the cops."
Go ahead and I let you roll intimidation with advantage.
Ooh. Can I help her with that? Do I have
Yeah,
intimidation?
sure. If you want to give her advantage, give her what's your intimidation?
Oh god, thank god she rolled well. She didn't get up a +1.
Yeah, I have a 5 intimidation.
Yeah, so Mara kind of like steps up behind you and glowers at him as you're saying this. So he sort of sees both of these sort of like warrior women looking down at him. And so you get a total of 21.
Yep.
You see him just turn absolutely white. And if anyone wants who's not Clue, you can roll insight.
God damn it, I think Clue's good at it and he's not there for it.
So, Tabara, you're too busy being scary. Felvar, you gonna check too? Perry?
Well, Mara rolled insight, got a good roll. Felvar was going to use the distraction to grab the wig off
Uh-huh.
and pull their monocle out to
Oh, okay.
activate Eyes of the Eagle to examine the hair on the wig, because they've got a suspicion.
Okay, all right. Perry, did you want to roll anything or while we're talking? Like an insight to see if you notice his reaction, like how what you can glean from his reaction. Yeah, so Perry, you're not quite sure what Hibara said because she seemed to lean in low, but you see, and Mara, you also notice this as Hibara is sort of like, as saying this, the color just starts to drain from his face. He looks like he knows exactly what she's talking about.
While this is happening, can Clue investigate the basement? Or
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll me an investigation down in the basement.
17.
Yeah. Okay. While you're down in the basement investigating, you see a bunch of books, actually. Seem to be like there seems to be a table with a lot of chairs set up really kind of randomly, and then next to it there's a shelf with a bunch of books on it that seems again like set down right next to the table, and then there are other flat tables around. So it's a very large space, and it seems like there's an area where people would sit near books, but then there's also a lot of like flat tables, high workbenches, but they're also quite large. They kind of like the slab at the morgue sort of thing, like that kind of height, but made of wood, not metal.
Big place to have a book club, isn't it? He's just gonna start investigating the books.
Yeah, okay. I won't make you roll again. On that roll, you can see that there are a whole bunch of there's some anatomy books, and then there's also some books on magic as well that you can see from there. What's your arcana? Can you give me an arcana check?
Okay. Clue knows nothing.
Yeah, it's you Thelvar told you about the necromancy rumor. when they when they had the ascending stone. Sorry for the coughing. And do you do any necromancy yourself?
Nope.
Yeah. So like the book itself, like you couldn't tell if it was necromancy or not, but yeah.
So, actually, do some necromancy. My chill touch cantrip is necromancy.
Okay, like so what I'll say is based on that, you're thinking that some of these there's like one or two words that you know that are used in necromancy that you're seeing in here, but it seems to be at a much higher level. It's way more complicated than the kind of stuff that you're currently working with.
I just have a cosign, man. It came from my blood. What the fuck do I know about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Chloe's just gonna pocket that book then. Maybe give it to Tavern, or maybe he can actually read it.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, so you are discovering that in the basement. Meanwhile, Mara and Perry are noticing that the halfling looks like he's about to crap his pants. And Thelvar, you are doing an investigation check with advantage on the map, on the wig, the hair that's being used. So you want to go ahead and give me a roll on that. Yeah.
And there we go. We got another crit.
Yeah, and it is 2 in a row. It is human hair. It's just it's human hair. Is there anything particular you wanted to look for in it that I can describe? Because you said you were just going to investigate the wig. So
yeah, basically was investigating to see whether it was whether it looked as if it was older human hair that had come from a corpse.
Okay, so upon closer inspection, you see that the hair itself has been chemically processed. Like with bleaching and stuff to get the initial color out of it, and then some more dyes, like blues were put in to try to make it look more of a white. And so it's quite soft and supple, but there's no way you can smell chemicals on it, and you can see the powder on it. But in terms of actually you have no reason at this point to think that this was somehow off a corpse, but I don't know necessarily. Like, you can tell it's been treated in that way, but there's not more information you can glean about like the source of the hair, as to whether it came from a living person or a corpse. So, but excellent roll. And I'm being 100% truthful, I'm telling you everything I can. Whatever you want to know, you get to know about this, and okay. Mara, Perry, this guy's crapping himself, and you can tell that he absolutely knows what Hibara is talking about, but she doesn't seem to. She just seems to still be like glowering at him.
So Perry's going to turn around and go to lock the door and set the sign to closed if there is one.
Yes, there was. Yep. And Ambrose starts to look even more nervous, and he's looking at all of you now. He's like, "Who are you? What do you really want here?"
What we really want to know is exactly where you do get your hair for your wigs from. I think I have a very good idea.
I don't think that matters.
You just order them in.
See, they're just wigs. Is there a wig near Hibara?
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Is there one within arm's distance?
Sure. Yeah, there's one on the counter that's kind of like a display one. That's right there, like a party one with a carnival mask on it.
Well, it's on fire now.
He grabs it and puts it out. He's like, "Stop that! You can't burn down my store. I will call the watch."
I thought we've already been over that would be a bad idea for you.
Yes, I mean, would you really want to explain to them about your nightly excursions to the City of the Dead?
Okay. Anyone who wants to can do an insight check.
Except Clue.
Well, you're coming up the stairs now, so.
I mean, he's not yet.
Okay.
Hibara and Mara are both like, la, da, da, da.
Yeah. Delvar, you can tell that he knows what you're talking about. from based on his sort of flinching when you mention certain words in the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? What do all you want?
You?
I just find you, babe. Just sudden flirting.
What, you want to go on a date? No.
That's how Ibarra gets all of her dates, talking, but threatening them.
That does sound about on brand.
I don't understand. If you want to rob me, why would you keep destroying my shop? Do you want money? What do you want?
Why would I want money?
What does Ibarra want?
That's a question for the ages.
We're here for you.
I don't understand what that means.
We're here about the desecration and the grave robbing.
He kind of look around and you can see that he's thinking. So he's trying to decide. He's really outnumbered, and you guys have blocked his path. So I'm gonna have him do a roll. See how much he can resist you. Where's a green D20? Ah. Oh, I don't think a 10 will do it. Right, he's like, look, I don't turn me into the order of the Magus. Look. Nobody likes necromancers. It's very difficult to get any training, to do any real work, to make any progress. And okay, I'll be honest with you, all right? It's like, I'm a teacher, okay? I'm a teacher of the necromantic arts, and I haven't listed with the Watchful Order because of the regulations they put on necromancers. That means I can't find a way to study, and I can't find a way to share my knowledge either. And so I've opened up a sort of unofficial school here in the basement of the shop where other people who are drawn to necromancy and the and those arts we can meet, and we can talk, and we can practice our skills. And that's why I've been going to the City of the Dead, is to get subjects from my students so that I can continue to teach them.
That seems more like a you problem than a me problem.
Indeed, we can't just let unregistered mages run around the city causing havoc. Do you realize how much distress you've been causing to the relatives of those graves you've desecrated?
Knowledge comes with a price. Sometime when you need a raised dead spell, you'll be thankful for what I do.
I like him. Can I keep him?
Indeed,
No.
It does come with a price at times. I wonder what the price you will end up paying.
I want to keep him. Let me keep him.
Like, if you guys, like, what if I promise to stop what I'm doing in the graveyards? If we can keep this a secret, we can keep this between us. I can find other ways. We've pretty much done all the stuff with the human bodies that we needed to do for this anyway. And so we can move on, we can use other things, we can continue our training and to continue to develop our magic. But I promise, if you don't tell anyone, I won't ever desecrate. I won't bring anyone else back from the dead in order to bring them here. I swear.
Again, this sounds like a you problem and not a me problem.
Well, you don't have a problem with it anyway. Who are you? Who hired you? What are you even doing here? Are you private investigators? Are you some sort of people on bounties or whatever? What are you doing here? How is this your business?
God damn it.
Where is Thelvar standing?
The opposite side of the guy from you.
Then
Yeah, because he was walking away from me towards you. So
Yeah, you're behind him.
Yeah, that would not be a good thing.
Mara's still like trying to plead with her team to let her keep the neck. Like, I'll take good care of him, and I won't feed him to the slime. Please let me keep him. Please.
well, this is Sabara's job. It's down to her how she wants to deal with it.
So
Mara, please.
when she said that's more of a you problem and not a me problem, she like punches the palm of her hand, and when she draws it back, she now has a fire whip.
Oh, God damn it.
Okay, so he is going to what is that? Is that a spell?
Yep.
Okay,
Casting Flame Blade.
Yeah, he's
With
gonna
an
do
18
counter.
hit.
He's gonna do a counter spell on you.
Oh no.
So, all right.
If
So,
I'm behind Habara, does that mean I get hurt too?
is that a
No.
Is that a spell of 3rd or lower?
Yes, it's only a 2nd level spell.
Yeah, he blows you out of the. He counterspells your flame blade. Like, look, I am not interested in having a fight in my shop. You wanted the desecration stopped, right? Looks around at you. Like, that's why you're here? You want it to stop?
No, I'm pretty sure it's to get you. Pretty sure that was what it said.
Well, if you're gonna kill me, you're gonna have to. That's what you came here to do? You came here to murder me? You're assassins?
Not technically.
I mean, what are we even at this point?
Nobody knows.
Who's in a basement?
Is carving his name?
Probably, yeah, probably not a smart move, but it's a fun move.
Hey, look, just let me practice my art in peace. I promise I'll never desecrate bodies at the City of Dead or anywhere else ever again. You guys, if you want, you can do an insight check to see if you think he's telling the truth.
Wow, I'm hitting the crits tonight.
You are. Yeah, you can tell. Like he's pretty shook by this. He thought he was being pretty coy, but he absolutely, like, you guys have intimidated the crap out of him. He honestly is pledging to you now he will not do any more of the stuff that brought you to his doorstep. He doesn't want to see you guys again.
I believe he is being earnest, Hibara.
So?
Let me take him home.
So is murder absolutely necessary?
I just want to take him home.
She's looking around.
Come on, Habara. Let me take him. Let me just bring him home and we can, like, keep him in the basement like a puppy.
Mara, you cannot keep human beings as pets.
Why not? I mean, I'll give him free will. He just can't have free reign. That's only for chickens.
Do you still have those manacles, Stelvar?
Indeed, I do.
What are you gonna do with manacles?
I don't understand. What do you do with manacles?
Right.
Oh, wow, wow.
Are you gonna try to hand Thelvar? Are you gonna hand the manacles to Hibara, or what are you doing here?
I will pull them out and just hold them.
Okay. So Thelvar is holding the manacles. He stood behind Ambrose, who has stood in front of you, Hibara. And Mara's going, please, can I take him home? And Perry's like, what have I gotten myself into?
She kind of motions. with her head and eyes, like, you're behind him. Should be easy.
Okay, Thalvar walks up behind.
All right, everyone roll initiative now.
Chloe's still in the basement.
Yep.
Ooh, I got 22.
Yeah,
All right.
Thalvar was just walking up behind, placing a hand on each shoulder and just looking to Habara. Are you absolutely sure about this?
She nods.
We're all gonna die.
Okay. So.
Chloe isn't. He's in the basement. He's safe.
Okay. So that was Thalvar's action. I don't have you guys up on the. Where's the thing?
I got 22.
Okay. What do you want to do, Mara?
Mara just looks at him and then looks at Hibara and goes, "Please, let me just take him home. Like, we don't have to kill him. We don't have to capture him." And looks at Thalvar with the handcuffs. Like we do a thing and we kill people sometimes. But like, if we have a necromancer who hangs out with us, then it would be so awesome. Come on, let me keep him. And then she kind of looks at Ambrose and goes, "Come on, dude, help me up here, please."
Okay. I think Perry is up next.
Perry's gonna get his bow ready. He has no idea what's going on and why. He's just stood by the door now, looking utterly confused.
Okay. Cool. Fair enough. Clue, you're downstairs, right?
Yep.
So-
He's just looking around downstairs, looking for like alternative entrances and exits this guy might have used.
Okay. Then next up is, I think, Hibara, because I'm last.
Yep. Let's see here. We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Is it, you use your turn to say that?
It's not very
Okay.
intimidating.
He still doesn't understand. He thinks you want to kill him, so he doesn't really understand what you want from him, by the way. So, okay. Anything else with your move? Or sorry, you spoke to him. You did intimidation in this turn. Is you want to move or anything? Bonus actions? Anything?
Nope.
Okay. Next up is Thalvar.
Thalvar is very unsure what to do right now. He's just been following Habara's lead because it's her job.
We're all gonna.
Yeah, Thalvar doesn't want to escalate anything just yet, so Thalvar's not going to do anything. He's just looking to Habara.
Okay. Right. Then it's then Ambrose's turn. So you see him, he just goes, "Fuck this." As a bonus action, he is going to Misty Step 30 feet, which is outside the shop in front of the glass window, which you guys have locked and put the close sign up. Then he is going to, as his full action, he's going to cast Fly on himself, and then he's going to use his full movement to fuck off. Bye!
Oh god, I can just imagine any of you trying to explain any of this to Chloe. It comes out of the basement.
Yeah.
Mara legit Mara just sits down in the middle of the floor and is like pouting. Like she really wanted to keep the necromancer. And she's very sad about it.
Well, that could have gone better.
Yeah, Clue comes
Yeah, you
this
could have put the manacles on him when you had the chance.
You want to come upstairs now, Clue?
I mean, did Clue find any alternative exits, or is it just
No,
the
the
one upstairs?
basement's a basement.
Okay. Clue just like walks up. Well, there's. Clue just like opens the door like very quietly, expecting to have to sneak back in. Just like sees everybody standing there, like, guys, what happened?
Ibarra happened.
That does not narrow it down in the slightest.
We went from the guy having to change his pants to I've got no idea. He seems to be gone.
Yep. Okay, I will narrow it down for you. Ibarra, fire, intimidation. Happened.
Where were you?
I was in the basement. You know,
What's in the basement?
stuff. I mean, Clue just like hands Tavern the book. Just like some necromancy stuff, you know, tables, books. Stuff you shouldn't be having in a workshop basement.
Yeah. So, Thalva, I'm going to say that you can recognize that this book has a lot of not only lower level necromancy spells, but you can tell it's got higher level ones as well. These are pretty advanced. Some of the spells in here in the back get pretty advanced, and they all look. And it looks kind of like a textbook, but more like a handwritten one. Notes and stuff.
Well, it's mine now.
Okay.
Mara just sees Delvar get a book and like pocket it, and she's still pouting because she's just like, so Delvar gets a book and I can't keep my human.
A book isn't a living being, Mara.
Also,
Say
it's
it
easier
twice.
Keep living beings.
Also,
I
it's
didn't-
easier to put a book in your pocket.
Hibara's in the basement.
All right. Yep. So you see the same thing Clue did down there. Tables, a sort of like a seating area with chairs and stuff, and next to a bookshelf with a lot of books.
And all the chairs have Clue's name written in.
Yes, he's carved them in.
Just kind of with every weird accent imaginable.
Oh God.
But basically, Clue, thank you for the book, by the way. Yes, little Ambrose appears to be a necromancer mentor who's teaching some other necromancers in the city. He's unregistered and doesn't seem willing to register, and Mara just decided he had to, I don't know, die.
It sounds like you guys were lucky that you didn't die.
Indeed, I tried to talk her out of it, but
You didn't do a very good job.
No,
There should be smoke coming from the basement now.
Snow? Smoke?
Yep.
God.
By
God
the way,
damn it!
everyone do an intelligence check.
I spent so much time carving my name into those chairs, and you lied to me. Fuck.
Can I have everyone do an intelligence check quick?
Saving throw or just regular? Oh,
Either is fine. I think you get the same bonus. Harry, you're not too familiar with this area, neither are you, but Thelvar and Clue, you remember that all of the streets, all of the shops here are made of wood. I did mention that when we came up into the street, if you recall.
mm,
Then again, why do we bring Ipara fucking anywhere?
I'll also remind you that arson, attempting to burn things in the city, is punishable by death. It's one of the only crimes, that and treason in Waterdeep, are punishable by death. Arson and
yeah, well,
treason.
when most buildings are made out of wood, I guess it would be. So yeah, Thelvar sees the smoke coming up. Ibarra, put the fire out. A fire like that is likely to destroy this whole street.
Clue is guessing this guy's off as just as a random schmuck is running out of the door, not fucking with this shit.
Yep,
Oh, she
Hibara-
was coming up as you were saying
Yeah.
that.
Mara picks up her Trump wig
Okay, yep, that's fine.
and just follows Clue out of the building and just goes, Should we maybe get into the sewer or something? Because if the building's gonna burn down and then the street's gonna burn down, you think they're gonna trace it back to us if they see us?
That's why Clue used this guy's self. He doesn't look like Clue right now.
But it doesn't matter because Mara knows who it is.
So you're telling me Mara's a snitch?
Yep. I'll let Delvar or whoever else left in the shop. Perry.
Oh dear, poor Perry. Yeah, he's gonna leave and try to find somewhere to hide.
So you're gonna walk out you're gonna open up the door too and walk out?
Yep.
Alright, so those guys have just skedaddled. It's Thelvar and Hibara. At the Hibara's on the staircase and smoke is coming up behind her. You can hear the crackling of things burning.
Mm-hmm.
And the smoke is getting thicker and you're at the top of the steps.
Put the fire out, Hibara.
I will when the guard comes, but not before then. Why would they believe me without evidence?
You're burning the evidence.
You are burning the evidence. By the time a guard gets here, there will be no evidence. By the time a guard gets here, this fire could have spread and destroyed half this street. Put the fire out.
She's just walking.
Thelvar's just blocking you from going anywhere. Put the fire out, Hibara.
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is headed.
What?
You know that if the street goes on fire, a lot of innocent people die. This building goes up and catches. Just to say Hibara.
That sounds like a them problem.
But you play Hibara however you want.
I am not going to allow you to kill all the innocents that will result from this, Hibara. Put the fire out.
No. See, you should have caught the guy when we had the chance. And she draws her hand across. I'm assuming the wall is wooden, right?
Yep. Everything's wood here.
Okay.
Except some of the stonework. Yep. All wood downstairs and in the rafters and the paneling.
We're all gonna die.
I can't do anything here. It's between y'all.
Oh, he's gone. Mara is gone. It's basically between Thelvar and Hibara. Will Thelvar run or will Hibara put the fire out?
Whose spirit is more
Battle of the wills.
basically?
So I'm going to say that every minute you guys are standing there, the fire is going to grow. And after 5 turns, you guys will start to feel the heat. And after that point, you'll start taking damage. That seems reasonable. So, but you have 5, so 30 seconds. 30 seconds of conversation. Because I take it you did a good job, Hibara, downstairs. You didn't just set one chair in the middle of a room. You put or how did you?
No, she's far into the room. Table's on fire. Table next to it, it's on fire. Books, they're on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Chair, it's on fire. Just touching shit as she starts from the far end of the room.
Yep, the light behind you, underneath you, is getting brighter and brighter.
Thelvar pulls out his sword and charges it up. This is your last chance, Hibara.
Oh god.
You are not killing innocents today.
It really seems foolish of you to be so worried about me and this little fire here and not worried about the people that you claim to care about.
Put
It's so
the
silly.
fire out.
If Perry were to shout, would they hear it?
People in the street would hear it, but they are behind a door. I take it when you walked out, you were at least like 30 feet away into a busy city street. You could make an attempt, and we can see how loud you can shout. You can do a strength check, I guess, see how strong your diaphragm is to yell.
Well, it'd be Perry shouting that a necromancer started a fire.
Okay. Yeah, you can do it in the street. You want to do that?
Yep. Do your
Yeah, let's roll ahead.
performance or
Yeah, go ahead and do performance or whatever you'd like. Whatever, I think performance is a reasonable one to see how loud you are, how much attention you get.
uh-oh.
Like some people around you look at you strange and then they keep walking.
He's like,
All right, Mara's gonna do a performance.
It's
Oh,
like,
wait, one at a time. Okay, so I think Clue started, and then Mara. Okay, Clue, what were you saying? And then
yeah, like as he's like running away and seeing like Telvar's coming out, he's just gonna like groan and just like run back in. Guys, whatever you're doing, stop it and get out.
Okay, Mara, what were you doing with your sleight of hand?
Mara's gonna do. No, I didn't mean to roll sleight of
okay.
hand. I meant to roll performance, and she's like just sitting like she found herself a barrel and is watching the building and like the smoke kind of curl out and burn, baby, burn, disco inferno, burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, you get a couple coppers thrown at you.
Awesome.
By the way,
Get
Clue
extra 4
isn't this
coppers.
guy's self, so like you just see like an entirely like random person walk in and tell you to leave. You have no idea who he is.
Yeah, that 20 was to see if anyone in the street checked, noticed the smoke yet. They haven't. That's what that 3 was.
God damn it.
What did
Telvar
you...
recognizes your voice.
Okay.
Clue, if we do not stop this half the trade ward is going to go up. So many people are going to die. I cannot let that happen.
I like how you interpreted your own check. I'll let it slide this time, but next time you should ask me if you make the check. Tell me what you're attempting to do.
Clue is just like, I get that, but you know who I really care about not dying? You.
And Tavara?
Thank you.
Sorry, Thelvar, I interrupted you.
Thank you, my friend. But Habara's recklessness is going to get us all killed if we do not do something now.
Again, Thelvar, I have to point out your blatant hypocrisy. You standing here caring so vehemently about what I'm doing, yet at the same time you're claiming it's about the well-being of the neighbors and all the people surround us.
Because you can put the flames out easily. I can't do that on my own.
Not when you're blocking me in this stairwell. It's getting rather uncomfortable. You should let me out.
The fire is coming from behind you. Go and put it out.
No, see, Thelvar, that's the difference. You care about the simple fire you see at the current moment.
This is a 4th round. Just FYI.
Why are you having discussions about the route while shit is on fire? Please.
The roof.
Something.
The roof is on fire. Everybody out this and let the motherfucker burn. The roof. The roof.
Sid, I'm so sorry.
Oh, God.
It still is no one like, can we do a check to make sure? Because like at this point, Mara is like singing about like
The roof being on fire?
Yes!
When we get to, I'll do it after every 30 seconds. So
thank you.
I'll check for
I
anyone in the
didn't
crowd sees the
know.
smoke yet. Because the door is open now, so in theory, the smoke should start coming out now.
Clue just groans and he's gonna try and cast Charm Person on Ibarra.
Okay, that's a saving throw of what?
Should be a saving throw of 13.
The
Wisdom.
wisdom saving there. Okay.
I said
Shit.
That's not how that song goes.
You shake it off. Okay, we are now in round 5. So Thelvar and Hibara, can I have you both roll me a 1d4 for like smoke inhalation? And I will see if anyone in the street notices the smoke yet. Yep, okay.
You claim it.
You start to hear some shouts of fire! Fire! Oh my god, there's a fire! Coming from outside.
Put the fire out, Tabata.
But I set fire to the rain and watch it burn as it touches your. I'm sorry, that one's bad. I don't know the tempo to that.
Make a dex save, Thelvar.
God
You
damn
have
it!
the grizzle in front of you.
I mean, yeah, Clue is still at the door, assume he's not in range of it.
You ate 10 damage.
No.
Okie dokie.
And now, how big is the room?
You guys are in the
Kristi?
stairwell, so you summon Grizzle.
No, but how big is the room?
Which room? The ground
room
floor
right
one
beneath
or
them?
the cellar?
Yeah. The ground floor.
The ground floor, let's say from it's like, let's call it about 60 feet square if you're standing in the middle of the room. Like if you're halfway to the counter, which is how he got just outside the door.
So 30 by 30?
Yep.
Okay, well, still bonus action. Make another dex save, Thelvar. Five more damage, and now Ibarra and Grizzle are in the
Oh, teleported?
other side. Yeah, we teleported 15 feet into the room.
All right. You see Hibara and Grizzle disappear in front of you. Oof.
Big shoo.
And
Mhm.
Clue is in the doorway shouting at you. And so now you'd have to step back because the bookshelf that is sort of like blocking off where the doorway is between you and Hibara.
Well, I guess where Hibara was going, spun, and threw the chromatic orb at her, which I got a 25 on.
Okay. And so 4-inch diameter sphere energy. What kind of damage?
Can I do water? No, so I'll go with cold.
And I know 25 hits. So
Yes.
you can roll your damage. 8.
8.
And both of you roll another d4 for smoke inhalation.
I still have another action
Okay.
because my sword is out.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've spent lonely times when I could not find.
Hibara is not 5 feet away from you. She is nowhere in with rape. She is nowhere near your rapier range.
Okay, so wait a minute. In terms of the
Thelvar had
order,
movement, so he fired the chromatic orb and then moved up to strike.
oh yeah, you would have up to 30 feet of movement to get from behind the bookshelf to the middle of the room. It's really getting smoky in here now, and you guys are coughing. And people are starting to shout and come to the windows, and they're watching you. Clue still stood in the doorway.
Well, at this point, Clue is just fucking booking it again. Just nope, nope. Out of there, out of sight, looking for a place where he can like turn back and have nobody see him.
Yeah, you hear people saying, shouting at you from the window to get out of there.
Put the fire out, Ibarra, or you will not leave this place.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah.
And she goes while Grizzle stays to slap Thelvar and distract him
Okay, where's she going to move to?
out of building.
Are you to get to the door? You're going to have to go past Thelvar, so they'll get a attack of
No,
opportunity.
Thelvar's behind me.
No, you went to the middle of the room,
Yeah.
and then Thelvar
And
had to
Thelvar
come.
came up behind me.
No. So the way that is, you walk in, and before you get to the counter, right? And then the counter has the bookshelf where the staircase is behind, and then
Yeah, I teleported past that.
right to the right, which meant Thelvar stood between you and the door to attack you.
It would either come from the side or from behind me.
Let me see if I can get a drawing too. I'm gonna have to draw in a field. Because I was not given a map for this, because I didn't expect a PC on PC violence out of this. Draw shape freehand. Okay, can people see this generally? Oh, I'm over in the Undercliff part of the map, so you might have to go.
Okay.
Right, yeah, I
I'm
see.
near Undercliff, right? So that is because it was this side of the street. There's the counter. Well, that's a little too big. Then there's a bookshelf, and then the door is back here, right? And these are the stairs that go to the downstairs. So what I thought, because Hibara, you were, I have to fingers now. You were here.
Wait. The door is here, and it's right there?
No. So there's the door to leave. This is the door it goes to the street. This is the door behind the bookshelf where you were downstairs. I understood that you teleported to the middle of the room.
No, she would have teleported towards the door. I was thinking the door was down here opposite the bookshelf.
Okay, so where were you teleporting? You were teleporting into the doorway?
She'd be teleporting like to right here then.
Okay, well, Thelvar was at the top of the steps, so then Thelvar would definitely have the movement to get to you there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he'd also... Yeah. But then that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we wouldn't be blocking her in.
No. But in terms of being able to reach you with his movement to make the attack.
No, yeah, that wasn't
but for the
my
reaction.
issue was her moving.
Okay, I see. So my understanding was you were stood here and Thelvar was about here, and that way there would be an attack of opportunity. So okay, so you are more like here, and then you're gonna run away, or run out.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is no attack of opportunity then, based on those mechanics.
There would be, because Ibarra's not disengaging, she's just turning and running, so...
She wouldn't be running. She'd disengage and just...
Well, you already did your movement to do your teleport and stuff. The question is,
was last turn.
Right, but you weren't, to do a reaction, you have to be within 5 feet. And I don't think you would have been within 5 feet. I don't think Thelvar is within 5 feet. She would have teleported closer to the door than that. Would be my interpretation of what was described in terms of her intention and what she thought she was.
Yeah, she teleported. Thelvar turned through the chromatic orb and then moved up to stab with the sword. So,
okay, but then is the chromatic orb a bonus action?
No, spell combat. I can cast a spell and attack at the same time on the same turn.
Okay.
It's like dual wielding.
Okay. Then it seems to me that there would be an attack.
There shouldn't be an attack. She's disengaging, and Grizzle is helping.
I don't remember you saying you were
Once
disengaging.
per round, when you take an attack action,
Yeah. I don't remember you
cast
saying you were
any
disengaging.
mega spell you have prepared as a bonus action. So the spell was the bonus action,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then the sword strike
That
was.
was last round. This round, what she's doing is just leaving. She's disengaging. She's walking out the door, and Grizzle is distracting Thelvar.
All right. This is gonna be my ruling, and it's just gonna be the way it is. I'm gonna let Hibara walk away, but if Thelvar wants to make an attack in the next round, he's already rolled his attack. Because I don't think it's fair to make Thelvar roll twice for that when they were operating.
That was his attack from last round.
Yeah,
That already did.
because the spell was the bonus action.
Yeah.
The
That's
rapier
not in
strike was
contention.
the action.
Yeah. None of that's in contention.
So then you teleported.
She
And-
She teleported. Thelvar turned
Well,
through the
wait,
chromatic
what was
orb
it?
as they
What-
moved forward, and then stabbed with.
Well, she's
Rapier.
teleporting. You wouldn't. She would teleport. She would like disappear and reappear. So I'm going in the order of the rounds. So Hibara, on your turn, you teleported, and then you moved toward the door.
I thought the door was on the other side of the building.
Okay, so you're basically
that's my
teleporting.
bad.
You're teleporting right to the doorway. Basically.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Slightly away from the doorway because it's not that far, but yeah, pretty much. And I thought it was further, so
All right, and then you're gonna.
I
use
didn't
your,
realize that she'd be just right there at the door.
Okay, and then you're gonna
So
use
then
your.
she would have just left.
Yeah, and then you're gonna use your movement to leave.
Yeah, but I'm
Okay.
fine with having Thelvar's round with not doing that and just having the movement now.
Yep. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. So Hibara is. You see how Hibara, or Hibara appears behind you and starts to walk away, and then it's Thelvar's turn. So you get to start fresh. But, is your rapier for?
Oh no, I'm fine with.
Okay.
I'm
They'd-
fine with the
they'd-
attacks and the spells and stuff.
Okay. It was just a reaction. Got it.
Yeah, it's just with.
Yeah. Okay.
She's
so
right next to the door. She shouldn't be blocked into the building. She
Got
should be able to leave without any issue.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement then. So Hibara is now like in the street, and it'll be Thelvar's turn. So you can use your movement, you can use an action, you can stay there if you want, whatever you'd like to do. So you got your attacks, and you rolled a rapier for this round, right?
No, last round.
No, last round.
That was
I
for
hit it
last
with it last round.
Right. It's
Because
about
I've seen a Hibara use that move before. So, having been hit from behind by the summoning of Grizzle and then her disappearing, Thelvar knew exactly where she was going, which is why he turned, fired the chromatic orb, and moved up with the rapier. So, if she's turning and going, I could get her. Well, she's disengaged, so I don't get the attack of opportunity. But yeah, Thelvar's not letting her go.
Okay, you guys can you can do with your movement or whatever now your round that you want.
Mm-hmm. Well, Thelvar's following her out. And
When you leave, you'll see her at the door to the neighbors.
Okay, she stood on the next door. She's standing at the. Well, they're all all sort of screaming about the fire. So, but yeah, everyone's now in the street. There's panic. Alarms are being set off. Sort of like people are calling for the watch and for the fire brigade. Yeah, so there's a lot of chaos in this. But you'll easily see Hibara standing at the next shop over when you get out. Thelvar.
mm-hmm.
Is someone in the doorway at the shop there?
The people who own the shop are stood in the street, sort of like not in the doorway of their shop, but a little bit farther out because they're looking to see how much smoke is coming out of the building.
because they know their shop's about to burn down. So,
What is
yeah.
the shop?
It is a shoe shop. Mostly fancy shoes, kind of a like boutique street district. So yeah, Delvar.
Would they?
Mhm.
What would their response be? Because it would look like she'd be going into their shop.
They would probably point out the fire and not let her get in. I would think that's
Okay.
reasonable. Like, sorry, we're closed. There's a fire. We need to move people out of here. We need to get the fire brigade. We need to clear the streets.
So your house is on fire.
There's a fire right next door to us.
But is yours on fire?
Not yet, but it's going to be. We're going to lose our business. We're going to lose our family income. We're going to lose our place to live.
That's what I'm here for, to make sure that it's not on yours.
Are you with the
Or
fire
that
brigade?
it's not.
Hebara!
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
great, the idiot's here.
There is a lot of smoke now coming out. And, yeah, like Thelvar, as you leave the staircase, you can see that the bottom steps are on fire. And the fire is now climbing up the walls and starting to, like, lick the ceiling. Yeah, you can go, you're gonna take your movement, go into the street.
And strides up to Hebara, charges a shocking grasp, and
Nope.
Yeah, the people see you coming and they're like, hey, get out of the way. There's someone attacking you from behind.
and then the second attack.
Nope.
Put the damn fire out.
Merchants, was I not just here telling you that I am here to contain the fire?
Oh my
You
god.
wouldn't need to contain the fire unless you didn't start it in the first place. Put the damn fire out, woman.
Suddenly the guy's, he looks in his shop, he's like, I can smell smoke coming from our house.
If you'll excuse me, she goes in.
Okay. Yeah, Thelvar, are you gonna see if you're just gonna follow her, see what she does?
Does that one hit?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm still charged up with the shocking grasp.
How is no one dead yet?
Mary, how's your first day going?
The shop yellers start going, watch, there's a help. As they watch Thelvar just attack Hebara.
Well, so these shopkeepers had Hibara come up to them. She tells them that she's here to keep the fire contained to that one building. And then Thelvar runs out, stabs her, unconscious. So not looking good for Thelvar.
They are calling for the watch because they've seen you be attacked, if that helps.
Oh, I know. Now
Okay.
she's unconscious at their feet.
Oh, yep, she's down. Okay. Just looking at you like, they're just stunned. They don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
Neither do I.
I am sorry. Hopefully the fire brigade will be here soon. I apologize for what this elf has done.
Someone comes over and says to both of the people manning the shops, they're like, come on, we're creating a line to get buckets of water to the shop. We need as many people as possible. They're like, hurry up, get out of my shop. I need to lock up before it all goes up in flames.
And Thelvar helps.
But after stabbing Hibara and leaving her body unconscious.
She is on the
in
floor.
street.
She's unconscious on the floor. So, and there's like this building will shortly be on fire. If you leave her, she will die. So they're asking you to get her out of their shop.
You know what?
She never
Seeing
even made
her,
it into the shop.
realizing she probably gonna be useful, Clue's just gonna healing word Hibara. Just hoping she behaves this time around.
Well, you're not in the shop, but you can do it when you're back. Because right now only Thelvar is there. I think Mara is still singing, but no one's giving.
I'm
money
pretty sure
anymore.
this happened all like right at the door of the shop in the street.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
Hibara
it's
turned
30
to
feet
walk into
range
the
as well.
shop,
So
Okay. Oh, 60 feet. I was just wondering if
Yeah.
you could even see what had happened inside the shop because it was all blocked off, or where you were stood for you to be able to see it. Because I knew you were in the doorway, but then you said you left again.
yeah, like he just like ran behind the corner when nobody saw him, turned back into Clue, and then just walked back.
Okay. All right. Hibara, you can add 4 points. You're back up. You didn't have to do any death saving throws. Hurrah. If I wouldn't do this, it was going to be a whole thing. I would have like had you guys done your icons and do initiative, but I was hoping this wasn't going to go this long. Okay, so Thelvar, you were leaving with the shopkeepers. They were trying to get you to get Hibara out of the shop. So were you attempting to drag Hibara out of the shop?
Mhm.
Well, this should all be right at the
Yes,
door of the
but the
right
question is
outside
like
the shop.
into the street, right? You're going to get her into the street, and then
Yeah.
Clue can do the thing. So I just for location wise, yeah, you guys are all on the street. You're starting to see people assemble themselves, and more alarms are going off. Discussions of passing buckets along a line and throwing it at dandy mops. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say Hibara, you're up. You're in the street. What would you like to do?
How's the fire looking from the shoe peoples? Or just in general, I mean.
Yeah, there's smoke pouring out of all of the area, like the dandy shop, the dandy mops thing seems to be blazing. From what you can see in the windows, there's fire dancing around and stuff, and the other buildings next to it are probably gonna start here on fire pretty quick.
Who's all where?
Perry, where are you?
Harry's going to join in the line and try and help contain the fires.
Okay, you see Perry lined
He's
up.
got no magic, he can't help.
Okay. Clue is within 60 feet of you guys. Mara, are you still dancing on a barrel?
I'm sitting. Mara is a barrel. She wasn't dancing. She was just
Oh,
sitting
okay.
on a barrel, like clearly just going. What? Why? Why is this a thing?
So let's say you're all within 60 feet of each other.
Yeah.
I mean, guess Clue's gonna check if everybody surrounding is evacuated. Just in general, try and make sure nobody's on fire.
Okay. From up the street, you hear a voice going, "Hey, hey, get in the carriage!" And it's James, who's now that he's like, he knew where you guys were going because you gave him the address, and when he started to see the smoke, even he pulled out his carriage and he started moving toward you as the crowds were running away. He had to go quite slow, but he is now approaching.
Running to the carriage would be suspicious, but at the same time, this is already fucked. So Clue-
Well, lots of people are running around all over and screaming their heads off. So
Mara walks calmly to the carriage and just looks at James and goes, "I'm so sorry, dude."
Perry, you can I'll also say because you're like looking around for stuff, you would have seen them moving in that direction as well.
Yeah. So Barry has to leave the line and go to the carriage as fast as he can.
Okay, Hibara and Thelvar, you guys are still in the street.
Well, Thelvar, you sure made a mess of this. Something that could have been easily contained if it wasn't for your stupid dramatics and your insipid, hypocritical morality. Now, look at all of the bedlam you've caused.
It wouldn't
I
need
could have easily
containing
have
if
kept
it
this
wasn't for
contained
you.
if it wasn't for you.
Mara looks at Perry and goes, "You think it would be bad if we just left them here?"
I don't know. I mean, I tried to blame it on the necromancer, but
Yeah, we can't do that now. Clue, should we leave them? Just let them like nuke it out and head back and pretend that nothing has happened?
Frankly, I'm amazed that I haven't left already.
All right, well then let James, you heard the man. Let's go.
All right, Hibara and Thelvar, you hear from James. All aboard! All aboard! You can see him. He starts. Yeah, sorry. So he's getting the carriage. He's actually like, there's a street a little bit up from where you are, and he's gonna want to turn down that street. So he's actually gonna have to come past you. He's sort of gets the carriage going, and so it's still slowly coming toward you both.
Yep, Thelvar's gonna get on the carriage.
Hibara.
Is not getting on the carriage. She is moving into the catching on fire. How would you describe that?
Is there a
Soon
spell?
to be on fire.
Okay, the shoe shop.
Yeah.
There are stores on both sides and behind it. This is really like a back
Yeah.
street, so it's all three edges.
Yep.
Okay.
She is just gonna go into the shoe shop to put out the fires in there, or to stop the fire from spreading, really.
Okay.
It's already spread.
Yeah,
you started a fire in
Wait. We'll go. All right. So what is this a spell you're gonna cast?
Yep, it's just control flames. Just repeatedly control flames, putting out fire and pushing it.
Roll me a 1d10.
1d10.
Okay, it takes you 10 rounds to get it under control in this building. So
that's literally 1 minute.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, so this one, so how does control flames work? Does it stay for a while, or does it just kind of like protect it and you have to keep doing it to that one building, or how does
it does a shit ton of stuff.
Okay, yes, thank you. Non-magical flame, extinguish?
You make fire, you can extinguish fire.
Okay, so you can go around and extinguish all of the fires. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you also want to do the basement? Because that was a ground floor.
No, she's going. Oh wait, they have a basement too.
Yep, and it's also a 2-story building. So there's an upstairs and a cellar for storage.
Is there smoke coming out of their cellar?
Well, that's where you started the fire. So yes.
Wait, that's not how fire works.
Well, it would the way I'm thinking it would catch on the walls. Right, because she had the bookshelf, and then it was coming up the walls, and it would be creating heat on the other side, and then the other side of the walls could catch on fire because the buildings, like European buildings, are next to each other. There's no space. Mm-hmm. So if you have fire on one side of the wall, you're very quickly going to have it bleed through and kind of start burning from the inside of the wall on the other side of the house, in the next house.
Right, but it doesn't. But fire doesn't move downward.
Well, it's moving upwards and it's building
not
the
moving down,
beams.
it's moving out. It started in the basement of
Yeah.
the wig shop
Right,
and
but
is
I'm talking
moved
about the
out
shoe
to all.
shop.
I'm talking about
There's
the what?
just the shoe shop. So
Yes,
Habara
the
is
fire
currently
Yeah, the fire in the basement of the wig shop has spread to the basement of the shoe shop and the shop the other side and the shop behind it.
Yeah, on the walls of the because everything is wood paneling.
So the fire in all the shops is starting in the basement and moving up.
that doesn't make sense.
Well, okay. How do you think it
It
works?
does. It's moved
Wait,
from
wait, wait,
basement
wait,
to
wait, wait,
basement.
wait. What do you? How do you think it works?
So because basements essentially are encased in dirt.
Well, the floor is
So-
dirt, but the walls, like to the staircase, and the walls and the paneling, because it's
Right, but I mean, like, there's no way. But but outside of the walls in the basement is going to be dirt. It's not going to be open space.
well, but there's also
No.
wooden beams.
Well, right, but again, there's going to be dirt. So the basement of the wig shop is what's on fire. It bleeds up the walls, whatever, catches the building itself on fire. Now, the dirt that's surrounding the basement is preventing the basements of the other buildings to catch on fire. So instead, the top layer of the buildings, so those that are exposed to air, are going to be the ones that are catching on fire, because fire needs oxygen to burn and thus can't travel through dirt.
There is no dirt.
There's dirt, a basement is underground.
Yeah, but you're thinking like in an American sense. I think in here, I think that there are going to be like on the staircase and where the paneling is, they're going to have beams on one side. And yeah, you're right. There is a division, but there's also then the heat that's being given off. I mean, I think we're getting okay. Let's just call it the first and second floors. All right. I didn't think we'd be having. Like, I'm willing to give on that for purposes of moving the narrative forward.
I was like, the physics of fire does not compute.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, there's the
there's
upstairs part.
There's no space for the dirt because the buildings are literally, it's terraced, so they're literally right next to each other. There's no space between them. They're literally adjoined. The wall of one is the wall of the other.
I think at some point the heat from one building would start to create a situation where fire would. But I mean, I don't. This is not in the D&D, right? I don't. I don't want to adjudicate this. We'll just say the first and second floors, okay? Right. Although there will be a lot of heat damage and smoke damage in the other room as things start to smolder. Because I don't know, like in a shoe shop, how flammable things are. Presumably, yeah, like leather and stuff would.
I mean,
Moderate.
very.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, yes. Do you want to say that? Yeah, I know. Depends on the previous buildings on the site. Let's do D&D archaeology. All right. So I'm gonna say that basically, Hibari, you're gonna spend your time in the buildings around the shoe shop trying to put the fire out, right?
Around the wig shop. Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry. Around the wig shop. Okay, and you're gonna stay as long as it takes to get it under control.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
That was her plan this whole time.
Okay, I'm not.
Don't know why Thelvar decided to say, no, we got to let that fire burn, but
Okay.
Here we
Okay.
are.
We're gonna have to figure out a way to
Thelvar wasn't
resolve this
saying
conflict.
that. Thelvar was saying no fires are going to burn.
Okay, so we're gonna need to have a counseling session to sort this out, and then. All right, but anyway, you guys are going back to the. Okay, you're back. You're in the hearse. And James is navigating his way away from the fire, and you know that Hibara walked into a burning or a building that was going to be burning shortly. That was the last time you saw her. Let's hold off on Hibara's story for a moment, and then just go back to you guys are in the carriage. Especially Thelvar, you have like the scent of smoke on you. And Clue is there, and Mara, and poor Perry, looking very confused. So, where are you guys headed?
I mean, we're actively running away from a crime scene, so probably not a great idea to go directly to our base.
And I was kind of hoping that we just left Thelvar, because it's like, I'm sorry, but Thelvar was the one who was attacking the person who was going to stop the fire. They didn't know that he started the fire.
Although Mara wouldn't know that because she was in the street. She was just dancing around, singing for a while. But
Well, no, we Habara caught things on fire, and then we watched Delvar attack.
that's true. You did
Habara.
see. You did see. Yes, you saw the party members fighting. That is true.
Yeah.
And you know that Habara can control flame. From your
Yes.
experience with her. That's true. Okay. So at the fire scene, eventually they bring some of the mages from the city mages over who start casting various water spells and fire spells. And they manage to get the fire in the wig shop out, although it itself is destroyed, and there is some damage. There's some damage to the buildings around it, just because of human hair burns pretty quickly and pretty hot and fast. So
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
but the other shops, the damage that they experience, they didn't lose. They'll have some like smoke things that they'll have to check out, but the buildings and the contents are still standing.
Obviously, Habara would be helping with them the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, not with the wig shop, but with everyone else's.
Right. There are various mages there who are working, and other people who know magic come rushing over and start doing what they can, and people who don't know magic start just throwing ordinary water that they manage to get from like local pumps and chamber pots and stuff at it. So all right, they were sort of wrapping things up, and then the watch is there, and they start trying to after it's all been settled down, you can see that a bunch of the watch are starting to interview people and tracking down who owners are and trying to get a sense of what's going on. An officer comes over to you, Habara, and says, yes, we're trying to get some eyewitness statements. Were you here when the fire started, or when the smoke started coming out into the street?
Yes, I can tell you exactly what happened.
Oh
You see,
no.
that wig shop is actually a front for a cult of necromancers that I have been tasked with getting rid of. Unfortunately, the lead necromancer escaped due to the ineptitude of my teammates. And in all of the kerfuffle, sadly, the little necromancer's hideout went up in flames. So I stayed behind to help control the flames so that no one else's businesses might get hurt.
Ah, I see. Well, okay, he's taking notes, and he gets sort of like when he finishes writing, he says, "So, what were the circumstances that led to the fire?"
Technically me,
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, it was a task given to me by the Emerald Enclave to root out the necromancer who had been desecrating the city of the dead for the past, actually, I think it was been a few months they've been doing this.
Emerald Enclave.
That's
you said?
irrelevant.
Okay. All right. And how was it technically you?
Because I make fire. I'm a mage. I do magic.
Okay. And your name is? We might have to do some follow-up questions.
Habara.
Uh-huh. And where do you currently reside?
I could show you. I don't know the street that well.
Is it in this neighborhood around here?
Oh, no, it's up that way. She points.
So can you kind of describe where you live? You don't know the name of the street you live on?
Well, it's an old building. We've had recent renovations. Apparently, people know it very well. Oh, and we have some ghosts living there too.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Right, old building, and you said it was north of this part of the city?
It is north of where we are, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
You live in the North
Yeah.
Ward. And you're with the you're working with the Emerald Enclave, right?
Yes, I'm actually a part of the Emerald Enclave. Also, with these people, and she shows them the Force Grey pin.
Ah, okay, all right. Can I see? Do you have like a badge number on there? On the back, they're usually on the back. You can just show me the back of it, and you actually see some numbers etched in there. He takes. Okay. Well, we probably have you on file. As I said, we might have some questions. Are you going to be staying in the city here next couple days?
Probably.
All right. Okay. Well, this is my card, and he hands you like just a general business card, and he sort of takes his portable quill and ink pen and sort of scribbles on the name Thorsten Karstad. He says, "All right, well, with this kind of stuff, we usually have to do some follow-up and testimony. If I've got your badge number and I know you're working with the Emerald Enclave, I'll be able to probably track down your address. I'm sure you're on file somewhere on paperwork. Right, so yeah, if you can just not leave the city in the next couple days until we get in touch, appreciate that."
Oh, wait.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm supposed to be going somewhere soon.
Well, can you just
To Neverwinter.
Yeah, you might want to just put it off until one of our other inspectors gets in touch with you. They usually act on this pretty quick. We follow up on fires in the city. Want to make sure it wasn't an arson or anything.
Well, I mean, not technically.
Oh well, I'm not in a position to say.
I mean, magic.
Not really. I just swing my sword, but I hear it. I hear it. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, I've got your details, Hibara. I'll have a look for you, and I'll pass this information along. Thanks for being so forthcoming.
Okay.
Hey. Bye. He grabs someone else and says, hey, were you here when the fire started? And you kind of hear their conversation on. Okay, yep, sure. You can heal yourself for an extra 12 points of damage. Or, sorry, help health. 12 extra 12 hit points.
Yep, and then she'll be going to the Emerald Enclave.
Oh, yeah, you're in the area.
Well, she's going to try to find it. She probably roll for that.
You're in the Trades Ward, and it is in the Southern Ward. It's near Kolat Towers in the Southern Ward. Let me get that book out.
What should I roll to see how long it takes her to find her way there?
We'll roll survival, see how you do.
Okay.
12. Yeah, it takes you a little bit longer. You make it down the high road, okay, but it ends up taking you like closer to 45 minutes from where you are, and if you would have gone a straight line, it would have taken a little. So it's getting to be like about midday now, and you can see the Falcon Mirror compound coming up, the gates, and through the gates you think you can see, or you can see, Melanor, who is the person that you met first, who kind of runs the place for the Lady of. Yeah. So when you get to the gates, you shout out, or
I need to make a report.
Yeah, he sees you, waves, comes over, and opens up the gate and lets you in.
Mm-hmm.
Says, welcome back. How are things going with City of the Dead? Was there anything to what that knight was saying?
Yeah, seems you have a really bad case of lots of necromancers.
Ooh. All right. Well, well, do you have any leads on them? Like what we can do?
Yes and no. Good news. I've destroyed their hideout.
Oh.
So they are Sans gathering spot.
Okay. Great.
Bad news. My accomplices let the leader get away.
Hmm.
So I don't know where he is now.
What do you know about him?
He might. Well, he's a halfling, and he
Okay.
was hiding out in a wig shop.
Big shop. Which
That,
wig
like
shop?
I said, is gone now.
And-
Well, I don't really think that matters anymore.
Okay. All right. They're hiding out in a wig shop. Hmm. All right. So a halfling. Any name or anything?
What was the guy's name?
Ambrose.
Ambrose. It was something. It's something pig related.
Right. Well. All right. I'll take the notes. I'll pass this on. We can get some other people to chase up some leads here. Yeah. If you want to come through, I can get you your compensation, your payment. How many people were there in your party who helped out?
Do dead people count? We
No,
have a ghost.
we only pay the.
Okay. So 4 then.
All right. He brings you into the compound entrance, which is a very large, spacious, beautiful foyer, and sort of disappears into a room. Comes back with 4 small money bags, and you receive 100 gold pieces for each person in the party who helped deal with the necromancy or discover the necromancer cult chain or whatever, and you get an extra point of renown in the Emerald Enclave.
So 2?
You get one. You get to go up a 1 renown point.
Okay.
So I think this is
Thought
your
you were
second.
saying-
Yeah, no, I think you had 1 before, so this would be your second
Yes.
renown point.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then what did you want to do?
Well, she'd go back to Troll Skull then, if that's all taken care of.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to the 4 of you who are heading. Oh yes, were you heading back to the tavern, or were you heading somewhere else in the city after the fire?
Kristi.
Yeah. Yes. Survival.
Yeah, 22.
Oh, to get back.
Just for how long it takes.
Sure. From there, I'll say it takes you an hour and a half. You know that if you go down the Way of the Dragon, it's a pretty straight shot, and then you go a little bit more to another big street, and you follow that up, and then you get home walking with, like I say, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just letting you sync everyone's schedule up.
Thank you. Yeah. People in the hearse.
I mean, we just came from a crime scene, so maybe let's not go home directly. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but Clue needs a drink.
Mara looks at Belvar,
Indeed.
kind of like just kind of going, "You didn't think you planned, did you?" And then taps James and goes, "Can you stop?"
Yeah, James pulls the carriage to a stop. Yep.
She hops out. Bye.
Where are you going, Mara?
I'm going home, but I don't want to be seen with Belvar. So deuces.
Okay, bye.
So I do keep an eye on her.
All right, Perry and Mara are gonna go.
Funny. So that means I can go home, right? I find my way home with
Yep,
Perry
Yep, the
behind
two
me.
of you. Yep, you're a little, you're a bit ahead of Hebar because she's got to do talking and a trip and stuff, and so yeah, you get home and
All right.
yep, you get back to the tavern.
All right. Jarvis, my good man. 2 fingers for that, please.
Shall I make it 3? He looks at you,
Yes.
nods, just pours you 3 fingers, slides the glass over.
Thank you.
All right, you guys keep splitting up.
My original plan was to leave Thelvar. In Mara's head, she's going, he did a bad. Why are we? No. Ditch him. Sorry, but. Which is why she got out. That's why she got out.
Yeah, Jarvis also looks at Perry and kind of just nods at what Mara's drinking and looks at you.
Just an ale, please.
All right, it sort of gives you a splash of it in a glass. So, all right, yeah, you guys are sat in the bar. Jolly comes walking by, doesn't ask any questions, just keeps doing his thing. And Gorko hears the door shut and comes downstairs and sees that it's you and also sees you're in a mood. So Gorko just climbs up and sits on the seat on the other side of so you're in the middle now between Gorko and Perry, and kind of looks at Jarvis, and Jarvis pours him a juice and slides it over. So okay, Clue and Thelvar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just us. You want to go to the awning portal and just drink for a bit? Because I do not want to go home right now.
Oh, that sounds good to me, my friend. That health is going to be the death of us or a great many other people.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys tell James to head toward the yawning portal. You pull up, and at this point, it's like about 2:00 in the afternoon, which is early enough for a lot of adventurers to start drinking. So it's going, like it's not a super busy, but it's also not a complete ghost town in there. It's a moderate amount of hustling and bustling. And Clue is you scan the downstairs, you don't see Yagra, but when you look up to the second level, you do see that the curtain where Davil normally sits is closed.
Well, probably should do that before getting drunk. Just gonna tap Tav on shoulders like, you start getting us some drinks. Got a quick thing to handle. As he goes upstairs.
Yeah, you get up to the stairs and you approach the curtains. You don't hear any voices. I won't make you do a check for that. It's not that busy up in the second level where you fail a check. So yeah, it's just quiet, and then there's the curtain.
Who's gonna knock on the wall next to the curtain?
A woman's voice says, "Who is it?"
It's Clue. You may have heard of me, maybe not.
Yeah, come on in.
Steps in.
So as you go through the curtain, sit down, you are greeted by a woman elf who, see if I can get a picture of her. Yes. Yeah, she has a kind of a hard look about her. She's got dark skin and very close cropped hair. I might be able to actually get a picture up of her. She looks pretty serious, and she's got, she's stacked out with weapons. She would be fine in a fight. And she looks up at you and says, "You're Clue, huh?"
And that's what people call me.
Well, I'm Istrid, sorry. I'm Istrid Horn, and while David's away, I'm in charge here. So, what can I do for you? Or what can you do for me? What is this about?
Well, it's just you may have heard that I was instrumental into the taking down of Floxen.
No. When did this happen?
Like this morning, kind of tried to break in, died on his way out.
Oh, well, the news hasn't come down to the dock wards yet. Can I shake your hand, please? She offers you her hand.
Yeah, he just like kind of sheepishly just like shakes it, like it's not that big of a deal. I mean, he was gonna get himself killed at some point. He just happened to do it near me.
You guys should all, by the way, be able to see Istrid Horn now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, yeah, thanks for that. I'll have to pass that along. That's great news.
Mm-hmm.
Clue, you gain an extra renown point in the Zents.
Ooh.
You at 4 now?
Yeah, I am at 4.
Oh, okay. Like, if you keep up this good work, we're gonna have to promote you, give you more things to do.
That would just be swell. But on another point, well, I don't know how much. Well, I assume Devil didn't have much time to introduce you to your new role, but I have a friend of mine, Charlie, who exchanged some information about Xanatar for us, and in exchange, he wants us to help him get out of here. And I was wondering what our next step is for getting that going.
Like, well, at the moment, most of our people who can do that kind of work are in prison. Even with them having Urstil, they're going to use any opportunity to sit on people or delay things or draw it out. So, at this point, I think you're just going to have to hold him for at least another week until we get our people back in play and back in circulation in, the other parts of the country. Sorry, we're just bad time to be a Zent right now.
Well, guess that's what happens. If there's anything I can help with, just tell me.
Really? Yeah? Anything you're willing to step up if something came up and you were needed?
I mean, I joined up for a reason.
Oh, I will keep that in mind. Nice to meet you, Clue. Offers you her hand again.
Nice to meet you, Istrid. Just shakes it more confidently this time.
Right. She sort of like drinks her beer and then she kind of gets back to her whatever paperwork. Hang on.
Well, I'll be seeing you. And he just walks away. And then goes back downstairs, and I assume Delver would have gotten drinks at that point.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need constitution checks from Mara, not yet Perry, Clue, and Thelvar. See how smashed you got. So yeah, maybe the drinks are watered down tonight at the Yawning Portal. Either that, or you guys chose a rather low alcohol ale. But you're doing fine, Mara. Girl, you're feeling warm inside. You're relaxed. It's just like lunchtime, and you're feeling really, really chill. You're very, very drunk.
So not fair. So not fair. Mario's not happy about it.
All right. Yes, so you guys are sat there getting drunk, and after a while, Hibara walks back into Ye Old Hunt. And Liv goes over and offers to take her kind of like, cloak and hang it up.
She ain't got no cloak.
All right, she doesn't have a cloak. Just gives you a high five then.
She just has a dress. She high fives him. Who's closest to the door? Perry or
Perry right now, yeah.
Well, Perry, it's your lucky day. Hibara hands you a coin purse of 400 gold.
Thanks. Harry takes it and adds it to the lovely nondescript purse he's got.
You've got 400 gold, Perry. All right. How long are Thelvar and Clue gonna stay at the Yawning Portal?
I mean, guess it's noon, so they can't get like entirely shit-faced. So probably they're going back after a couple of drinks, or like half an hour or something.
Okay.
Mm,
Alright.
Yeah.
All right. So those of you who are back at the tavern, you're smelling some wonderful things coming out of the kitchen, and Madame Cookery comes through and says to Jarvis, "All right, it is time. Tout de suite. Allons, allons." And Jarvis is like, oh, right. It's like, you four, pick a table, have a seat. All right.
He just like sits down, he's done with the entirety of the day, just waiting for it to be over.
Yeah. So as Clue and Clue and Thelvar walk in, Jarvis is having you guys. So he's like, "Oh, good, you're here. Okay, I'll sit down. Madame Cookery's been working in the kitchen all day, and she wants to present her menu to you. So can everyone please gather around? Everyone go to like one of the tables with like 6, I guess, seats in it now."
Mm-hmm.
Mara tries.
Yes.
Like she
Stumble.
goes to stand up and then thinks about it again and goes, "Nope, I'm staying here, Madame Cookery. I'm sorry."
She's like, "No problem. I'm French. I understand being drunk midday." Okay. So yeah, the Bobs end up bringing out. So what they have is like a little it's kind of like version of tapas, right? And they bring out like little plates. One of the plates has charcoal pizza crust with mozzarella, rocket, and Parmesan cheese on the top. And each of those is about the size of like your palm. They're not huge pizzas. They're more like sort of meant to be finger food. As well, there are like these little mini black burgers, but they're made with black beans, not meat. And the bun also has been dyed black, and the patty has been charred, and with all kinds of fixings on it. The next tapas thing that she wants you to try is cream cheese balls with a spoon of caviar in the middle. Also before you are some black olives with fresh feta cheese, and also some red like pepper slices in there as well to give some color. And then finally, there is a larger dish for each of you, which is squid ink pasta linguine with white sauce. And also on the side, there's some olive pesto. Or olive pesto. You have your choice. She says, "I think that this is this would be the menu for the first week for the afternoon and midday and evening crowd. Please enjoy. Bon appetit."
Thank you, Madam Cookery. It all looks absolutely delicious.
And then Jarvis brings out several like little bottles, little glasses, and has like a beer tasting. So you get, I don't know, so British glasses are different from like European glasses, which are different from American ones. But if you can just think of like a smaller glass, you're not going to get maybe 2-3 sips of beer in it. And they have an ale option and a pilsner option and a darker, more like what Guinness is called? Stout, yes. So each of you can as well, with various parts of the menu, you can sample some of the ales as well that you guys will be serving, and they're all very delicious. As well as Jarvis explains that the bar is currently stocked up on whiskey, scotch, and bourbon, brandy and cognac, vodka, dark rum, light rum, spiced rum, and amber rum, as well as gin. kind of like as you guys are eating and trying all of the different things, which are all delicious because Madame Cook, amazing. You can see the bottles, and if any of you wanted to sample like the spicy rum or the bourbon or whatever, he would bring you out a shot glass or mix you a drink, whatever else. Yeah, and as you're doing it, like you guys are like you're all feeling a little bit less stressed, and can drink what you want, eat what you want. Finally, as for dessert, again the bobs come out and place on your in front of you a plate that has a small sample of each of the following: a spiced rum ice cream, but the ice cream is black. Black sugar and charcoal brownies. Or sorry, brown sugar? What does it say? BLK sugar charcoal brownies. I don't know what my notes say there. Sorry. Vanilla ice cream that has been dyed black on a waffle. And truffle infused macaroons. Is that how you say that? Macaroon?
Yep.
Yeah, yes. So obviously you want to eat the ice cream first, but you notice that everything has been crafted to reflect the same sort of gothic colors that you've chosen for the tavern. Is anyone still drinking?
Yep.
Yeah, right. Everyone who's drinking, give me a Constitution save. And at this point, Perry, I'll make you do one too. We'll see how many drunk.
I sobered up a little bit.
You sobered up a little, yeah. Compared to what you're doing, you're not drooling anymore. It's brilliant. Yeah, you guys are getting hammered. Except Hibara, who are you drinking at all, Hibara?
She is not, but she is sitting by Mara at the bar.
Oh, okay. Are you trying any of the foods?
Nah, not really. She picked off a bit of the cheese from the little mini pizzas, chewed it for a bit, and then spat it out, and that was about it.
All right. Yeah, so you guys, it's about, at this point, sort of 2:30 in the afternoon, and you're off your faces, most of you.
It's been a day.
It's not even 3 o'clock yet, and it's been a day. All right. So at this point, it's 10 to 10, and I'm thinking what I would like to do is I want to talk about how we're going to resolve this before we leave. I understand that you guys are going to play your characters and you're going to role play, and I encourage you to, but I also want to, because I haven't had to deal with PC on PC violence, and obviously your characters are going to be very upset, but we're going to need to find a way through this. So knowing your characters, I would like to know from Hibara and Thelvar, what is it going to take? What is Hibara, how can, from Hibara's perspective, how is this made right? And then I'll ask for Thelvar's perspective.
That's an awkward question, because on the one hand, she's pissed at Thelvar for him letting the necromancer go.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's doubly pissed at Thelvar for his little, you can't burn all the neighbors, even though she had no intention of doing so.
Okay.
But also she doesn't care. So the question of how to make this right with her, that's not really apt, because I guess ideally what she would want from Thelvar is just say, I'm sorry, I should have trusted you, that you knew what you were doing, and that's it.
Okay, so she feels misunderstood.
Yes. She
And,
feels 100% and untrusted.
Right. You had a plan, even if you didn't express it. I'm just trying to re-articulate what you're saying.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
taking sides. Right. But okay, I'm just trying to understand where each of your characters are coming from. So
she she had a plan. She basically she just expected that Thelvar would have trusted her enough to just go along with her plan.
Okay. All right. And
That's
from,
where her butthurt is.
Yeah, right. Kind of like when Thelvar felt like he wasn't trusted because he was dealing with a cursed object and people.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay. This is useful. Thelvar, where's Thelvar in terms of like making this right?
Well, Thelvar's been getting more and more annoyed as Habara just seems to want to randomly set everything on fire, and especially starting the fire in the basement of that house. Thelvar's lived in the city long enough to know the laws and the sort of construction of the building and how quickly a fire could spread. And yeah, is worried that Hibara's either going to wind up killing a lot of people or getting them all executed for some heinous crime.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to make a decision on the arson charges. I'm not gonna do that in this session, but yeah, this will come up. Like this will get figured out in the future, but at this point we're more worried about this. Okay, so Thelvar is so how does it? Yeah.
That she did stay behind to contain the fire.
Right. Although people don't know that.
Well, of course, multiple people know that. They watched her do it.
No, but people in their party don't know it.
Oh yeah, people in the party don't know.
Right, that's what I meant. Yeah.
The town.
Yeah, the
people
randos. Yeah, they were there. They saw you. Yes.
The faceless no ones.
Yeah. Yes. So again, I understand. So I understand Thelvar's frustration. So where do we go to get this right? From like what is Thelvar's what is the thing that's gonna like? Okay, things are all right between us now. What would have to happen? Or what could happen? Some ideas. And I want to put conditions like this must happen.
Where do we go from here?
That I don't know. Because, we all know what Hibara's like. Hibara just doesn't care. Whereas Thelvar does. And I'm not sure how to resolve that.
Okay. Well, I think that we have to. Like, I'm not saying that you have to come up with a solution. But we can't. Like, I don't want to run a game where the two of you hate each other. That's just yeah. So I'm not saying anyone is advocating it. I'm just saying that, like, for me. So I don't want to force you guys to do things. On the other hand, I kind of would, if we can sort of like agree on opportunities where these two characters can work things out. I know it's sort of metagaming.
I think. Sorry. I think that is like that's wholly in the thing, but that's because Hibara doesn't care. So like, yeah, she's mad at Thelvar, but also like whatever.
Right. Well, I
like,
need
it's
to get
water
the
under
party
the bridge for her.
Right, and I need to get it to the point where it's water under the bridge for everybody.
Yeah,
in whatever way that's needed, because I don't want to play a game where there's like resentment, and also
well, that's what I'm saying. There would be no resentment from
for her side, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like building trust is something that this is an issue that's come up before in the party. So
yes,
this might be a good time to practice conflict resolution because it might come up again.
Bar needs to learn how to use her words. Do things.
Yeah.
Thelvar needs to learn to trust more.
I mean, admittedly, knowing Ibarra's history, like his assumptions weren't like out of the blue. Like it was very reasonable to assume she would have just let shit burn down.
Yeah.
She lit a random homeless person on fire.
Though she did
and
she did tell him that she wouldn't, that was a non-issue, that wasn't going to happen.
Anyway, I think there's
But it did happen, and then there was the lighting of the glove on fire of the ship captain.
Yeah, I think it's more like also Hibara, and like doesn't always communicate what's in her mind or what she's done. Like, even if people metagame know, their characters don't know. So there's a lot of like, just like updating communications. Also, her memory isn't great, and she doesn't always get details. When does she get details right? Yes, but I think yes. So I think about working toward a conversation about talking about plans and strategizing might kind of be. Yeah, and now I get to decide what to do with this arson charge. So, I'm just gonna leave that out there because I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. So we'll also leave on a cliffhanger. Sibwolf, I'm sorry that like this you didn't get too much. You didn't get too much time to shine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going where my character led me. He couldn't just let her just go around just burning everything down, and he just panicked. He wanted, yeah,
and I think too. Like with it being Perry's, if Perry had been a regular, like been part of it. It was just his first day out with you guys. Was you decided to go collect some money, go wig shopping, and then things got caught on fire. He didn't have a chance to do too much because he's just getting to know you guys, so he didn't really have a.
I feel like he has really a chance of reevaluating his life decisions.
Hey,
yeah, especially considering looking.
Oh, was that Hibara?
Yeah.
Oh, so
and then say he got 400 gold.
Yes, and then Ilhana. What was Alvar's motivation?
The thing is, technically, Perry's the one that needs it the least because with their hordes person rank 2 ability, they live a wealthy lifestyle at no cost.
Oh, nice, living it up, Perry. Look at you, making money bags.
Buy some nice hats.
Oh, and so everyone is up to date. The rank 2 facilities expansion will be an extra dimensional room off of Thelvar's room, and instead of having an extra alarm system or security system on the building, you'll have an escape hatch to one other location in the city. Because that's how I finagled it. We talked about putting off the vines until rank 3. So I changed the defensive mechanism to an escape hatch. And that seemed to me to fit within the rules and the spirit of what they were intending. So, yeah. Next session I'm planning on, the Brightswords Day and the, at least I think that's we're going to find out what's going to happen in the evening. So we'll call it about 3 o'clock. So there will be the afternoon, the evening for the next session, and we will probably also go into Brightswords Day as well, and the opening of your tavern.
Woohoo!
Now I just have to decide if we're gonna have as a side quest Hibara gets arrested and for arson. And you guys have
Why
to.
do I feel like it's not going to be Hibara getting arrested for arson? It's going to be Thelvar, because Thelvar attacked the person who was trying to put out the fire.
Oh well, I mean,
at least from the people's perspective.
Exactly.
But before he did that, he did shout at her, you wouldn't need to do that if you hadn't started the fire in the first place.
I think that's something.
That was after.
I mean, attacking another member of the city is completely different crime from arson. So you wouldn't like bring someone up on arson charges unless they started the fire, which Hibara confessed to. So
yeah, there was that as well.
Yeah. So maybe we'll be doing a courtroom drama where she has to make the case that she was acting in self-defense, and it wasn't an intentional arson. And
God, if that ever happens, like Clue needs to be a lawyer and she just needs to stay quiet.
Right?
Because they very specifically say, like if your players are breaking the law, like feel free to arrest them and develop a scenario where they go on trial and play that out. So I have that
Is
in
that
my
why we
back
try and
pocket.
get Leonard French to guest?
Yeah.
It's a city-based campaign. I kind of expected that, which is
But everyone should have
Like-
access to the code legal in their players'
Mhm.
stuff. So
Yeah, I was expecting at some point having to yell objection, but I wasn't expecting it to go this fast.
also, Alhana, I think I spoke over you a little bit when I was talking about the code legal. What were you gonna say? I thought you were gonna say something. I thought Alhana, I thought you were gonna say something, and I talked about the code legal, and it kind of.
no. I was just giggling.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right. Gosh, you guys, like, I thought this was going to be a quick go harass the guy, get some info, get paid, but oh no, not my party.
Almost burned down the trade ward.
Yes. I was like, I've never had to DM a city fire before. What do I have to roll for? I'll roll for if anybody in the street notices, so that the whole thing doesn't start on fire. You guys are giving me new skills all the time. What can I say? Okay, by the way, does everyone see Tasha's Cauldron of Everything in their compendium or in their library list?
Library list. Where's
Oh, maybe not.
library
Maybe you're
list?
just see. Well, actually, when I'm trying to add. So, Corey, very super generous, donated 2 things to us, and I'm still trying to get. I see Tasha's now, but I still have to get Xanathar.
Flame Blade.
Yeah, I
To
was
have
able.
the spell now in the compendium, so
Is it that? Yeah, it was summon creatures from Tasha's were showing up.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
With a pre-
Green flame blade.
Then the last one, we still need Xanathars though, right? I think needs to be uploaded. Anyway, we got one of them, so I'll work on making sure I get the other.
Panthers also seems mean because I can pull
Yeah,
off
there's
Mastermind Rogue. So that's
Excellent. Okay.
Xanathars.
All right, and you can.
okay.
Thank,
So you figured out
thank-
Tasha then.
Yep. So you can thank Corey for that. For you can drag awesome spells. I'm still not getting thought. But anyway.
And
yes.
magic items.
And magic items. And other exciting things. So thank you again for augmenting our game, and I'm sorry that it was like wonky for me and I was so boomer at uploading the content.
Fine.
All right. Well, I think at this point I feel like the energies have gotten positive again, which is how I wanted to leave the session. So my manipulations of you worked. Like, I don't want to end this session on a downer intention. Let's talk about some other things. Yeah, so will Hibara get arrested for arson? Will we have a Perry Mason episode subplot of Dragon Heist? Waterdeep Dragon Heist, come back next week. Find out how cruel Kristi as a DM really is going to be. All right, so until next week, goodbye from me. Goodbye from my crazy party. And I'm sorry, that's ableist. What's an ridiculous sometimes? No, that seems kind of mean. Surprising.
Surprising.
Say goodbye, surprising party.
Bye, surprise, surprise.
Bye.